Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right.
If you thought based on this title that I wasn't about to go in on these, because you are sadly mistaken. What's up, y'all? Free him. Listen, my cousin in a toxic situation. Free her. Shout out to Big Low. What's going on, everybody? What's going on, y'all? So y'all know how much I love that I don't have to come to y'all with no filter. Y'all know my skin was trying to be ignorant with me for a minute. But the whole got back together. Okay. Shout out to my sister for putting me on some stuff. You know, I had to go to the doctor too, girl. You know, you gotta go to your dermatologist. You can't be out here. I don't understand people who be living their lives with no insurance. Girl, I gotta be able to go to the dermatologist. My paw gave me bad skin and anxiety. Okay? Bad skin and anxiety. Okay? So you gotta get your prescriptions filled. Hi everybody. I'm here. We're about to get into the Diddy trial. We're gonna get into this pattern of behavior that all of us are tired of seeing out there on social media, where you have all the evidence in the world that somebody did that shit, and you still online making excuses and arguing with people. And I need for y'all to just go and take a break from the shit, like, cleanse your palate, like we did when we talked about Raven Simone and her old lady last night. That was cute. I enjoyed that. I know people had to catch the playback. I don't really be like, if it's a members only, like I said, it could be 3 people in a room. I'm gonna perform like it's 300. I'm gonna perform like it's 1,000. I'm gonna perform like it's 2,000. It don't really matter. You know what I'm saying? But we had a good conversation. So I implore y'all to, get out, get away from it sometimes. And then when you feel like you have the energy or the wherewithal to fight back. And when I say fight back, I mean, let your comment be loud too. Because I get tired of all of the loud, dumb, repetitive, apologists, one-liners that everybody likes to use, asking the same stupid ass questions over and over again, like just ignoring the facts of the case, so that the way people are responding about Tory Lanez, people are really online, and people still acting like she didn't lie. Everybody knows that she lied. It's like they're living in another universe. They're not in the world with us. Like, we're not in the same world. We're not. But the thing that's so crazy is we absolutely are, because I know for a fact that a lot of the time the people that be talking that shit online is either one or two things. Either you trifling and live your life like that too, meaning like there are things that are really fucked up that you've done. And so whenever, people are trying to hold somebody accountable, you don't want them to be held accountable, because it would be like you being held accountable because you did something similar. So a lot of niggas is online telling on themselves, but a lot of women are letting y'all know how brain, like, how the brain is warped, bitch. The brain is warped. They not going to the top of the elevator. Okay? They are not going to the top of the elevator. So whenever you see everybody, free Tory, and then Chris Brown, who posted free Tory, ends up getting arrested the next day. And this is the signifier that predators protect predators, right? So think about it. Boosie's a predator. He defends Diddy. Kanye's a predator. He defends Diddy. Chris Brown is a predator. He defends Tory Lanez. Like, it's predators protecting predators. So whenever they talking about free somebody, know that those people are people you should move away from. People you should move away from, right? I was going through the comments from the live yesterday, And somebody was really upset, right? They said, "Stop trying to tell people how to think." I said, "I'm not trying to tell people how to think. I am trying to I am trying to help you think in a way that makes society safer for everyone." That is literally what the feeling is. Whenever y'all are online talking about free somebody, ignoring these behaviors, it's like reminding us of how y'all ignore when people get assaulted in families. Like it you just expect everybody to keep going and acting like nothing's happening. And I feel like online, y'all are doing the same thing. Like anytime y'all perpetuate free these men and all that bullshit excuses and apologies, whenever y'all are online doing that, y'all are making the worst. Y'all are making the world less and less safer. To me. To me. What I am trying to do is to get you to think critically, to think, to think for yourself first of all, because a lot of y'all repeat shit y'all have heard from other people. You don't have to think like me. Some of y'all can't catch up to where I'm at right now. You might eventually, but you don't think on my wave pattern, and that's fine. It's fine. And a lot of y'all do though. A lot of y'all do. But please don't ever misunderstand me. I'm not trying to control anything. But if I could do anything, if I could use my gift of gab, my powers of orating, my entertainment value, my showmanship, my style, if I could use that in any way to make life easier for everybody, then that's what I'm going to do. And as I explained yesterday, because I personally understand what it's like for our culture to ignore these things and how painful that can be, and how early you start thinking about unaliving yourself, and how you start to do um self-sabotaging things to yourself. Like it's really pain we don't have to put ourselves through, that we don't have to put other people through, if we are willing to think critically. Remind yourself that everything is not about protecting a man, and that should not be the forefront. Because how are you the protector, but I'm supposed to be protecting you? That doesn't make any fucking sense. I need y'all to realize when the shit don't make sense. That's all. Like, come on. Y'all not caring about celebrities doing it is the same thing as y'all not caring about when men in the family or women in the family do it. It's the same thing. It's triggering as fuck. It's triggering as fuck. It's tiring. And yes, I do want to change people's mindsets about certain toxic things that we have been taught as African Americans and as humans, period. Because I know what it's like to go through what I feel like is unnecessary pain. People that had the intellect, but just didn't feel like they needed to go and get help because they didn't see anything wrong with what they were doing exactly. They felt that it was wrong, but as long as society could tell them that there was nothing wrong with what they were doing, they can explain it away and continue to harm whoever they were harming. I want y'all to stop doing that. And yes, Sin, what's going on, girl? Why are you trying to protect a man from who he chose to be with? Tory Lanez, Chris, and Diddy are getting consequences for their actions. Exactly. It's about their choices. And everybody trying to wrap this shit up like it's a conspiracy theory to take somebody down. Man, ain't nobody gotta try to take you niggas down. Ain't nobody gotta make no real fucking effort. The fuck? Y'all do it to yourselves. And it did take a lot of effort. It took a lot of effort to get Diddy to this point. Y'all really sit up there and ignore the fact that we've been watching Diddy do crazy shit for years. We've been watching Diddy be abusive and a tyrant for years. Even back in the 90s and the early 2000s when we didn't know any better. Like a lot of people knew better, but I feel like me, myself personally, and a lot of the people around me, we did not understand. You don't understand what the signs are telling you. You don't understand that this, and this means that that person is abusive, bitch. And it's not until you get past it and you get out of it that you really start to see it clearly. I say that all the time. But I'm going to scream just as loudly as all of these free to abusers people, free free the degenerates, people. All of y'all, every time y'all get on the line and talk y'all bullshit, I'll be right here. I'll be right here. I'll be right here, making way more fucking sense. I'll be right here. Okay? So let's get into the show, everybody. We're going to start off a little lighter than that. Okay? We're going to start off a little lighter because, you know, we here for entertainment, but we also here for sociology class. Okay? All right? I'm the fucking teacher you wish you would have had in high school. All right? I really should go to school for this shit. Don't make no sense. Hey, Sin, thank you for the super chat, boo. If we being honest, Bondi, Diddy thought he was untouchable. He's in videos basically saying it. Girl, yeah. Girl, yeah. There's literally a interview he did on somebody's Tonight Show with him talking about how you got to make sure the temperature of the room is right and all of this shit. Like, you really think this girl lying about this stuff when we heard him say it? One of my favorite things that he ever said is, you know, we're going to show y'all how to do this shit and not go to jail. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. They always tell on themselves. Bill Cosby was telling on himself in his comedy tracks, and y'all still try to act like, oh, it was because, no, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Nigga telling y'all they drugging women so that they can take advantage of them. But the women are the whores. The women are the whores. The women are the ones that's hot in the puss, and they just want it, but they got to be drugged in order to want it. Don't you think that's a problem? Get it together. And we're going to get into it, girl. But like I said, I want to start light. And take y'all to, you know, through a range of emotions, bitch. And some of that emotion has to be fun. And we going to start with our favorite two Muppet baby looking ass bitches, Nene and Tamar Braxton.
And an honorary Georgia peach, Miss Tamar Braxton! My neighbor in the house! Tamar! Yes, friend, can we toast real quick with some of this tropical red? Okay. I just wake up one morning and Tamar had done told her unfollow me. So I'm so glad we get to set this straight because she unfollowed. Why?
I don't remember. So are you exclusive with the person you be dating most of the time? Y'all exclusive?
Well, would you sit down with Lonnie?
Well,
when you come from a family that large with all of these sisters, is there one sister that's your favorite, or does your favorite switch and change?
it switches and changes. But Tony and I have always been like this though from birth.
Did you fall out with Tiny?
Did I? No.
How was
I feel like when Tamar says that her and Tony are like this, it's her perspective, but not Tony's. That's so interesting to me.
that transitioning from music to reality TV?
I knew that it was
Girl, my
important
siblings don't like me
to
either. It's
Black
okay.
women that we see ourselves on TV.
Y'all were doing the big.
Yeah.
Where the money at, girl?
I mean, God is good.
Okay, you and Candy, what's your problem?
Candy, if you're watching it, if you know you're watching.
So you bring me up every time somebody asks you for a conversation. Every time you turn around, y'all bringing up Candy. Every time somebody doing an interview, doing some type of commentary, doing an Instagram live, y'all talking about fucking Candy. Candy gets all of the notifications sent to her phone that these Muppet baby bitches are talking about you again. And you translate that to, I know you're watching. Bitch, I don't have to be watching this stale ass podcast to know you talking about me. All I gotta do is open my fucking Instagram. I ain't gotta go nowhere. I don't have to do no work. Bitch, this is you. This is y'all bringing that girl up every chance y'all get while she over there breaking records for a play on Broadway. And y'all still trying to figure it out.
Thing is this. We don't have an issue with you. Okay, so here is the thing.
No.
I'm coming back on the Nene Leak show because I'm coming to meet my man.
Oh, well, we can.
Nene is the best matchmaker ever.
I'm a good matchmaker. Do you think you will fall in love again with you?
So let me tell you something. I want because I had this conversation. Y'all, we had a good Mother's Day. It was sad, but it was also really good. One of our family dogs passed away, child. It was very sad early in the day. By the time we got to the end of the day and everybody was full of the J. Roger, full of the Asti Spumante, okay, 50-11 fucking mimosas and shit. You know, we were sitting there playing cards and talking and shit. Shout out to my family. I love them. I tell you, those are the only people that I'll keep coming back to try with. No matter, you know, how things happen, like that specific set of people, I will always show up to try to make it work. I will. That's just how I feel about it. So we was talking about somebody getting remarried, and my sister is like older than me, right? So like my sister's 9 years older than me, and she like, child, you know, if the opportunity arises, you know, I'm gonna do it. And I just feel like when this is how we different. This is how we not the same, because we look alike, we sound alike on the phone. Like, but when I tell you, like, and we the natural girls, like we the girls that, like, you know, we gonna wear our hair in a way that's suitable for how much we work out. Like, she's a Pilates girl, I'm a gym girl. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like, we are really like a lot alike. But I swear for God, ma'am, if you get married again, better have a lot of. He better have a lot. Let me tell you, you better not come back around here. Do not come around here with no more people that's not like, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like my sister's very beautiful. You know what I'm saying? My sister is like one of the 40 somethings that like that's not what they giving. You know what I'm saying? That's not what they giving. The body's always tight, the hair is always done, the style is always styling. Like my sister is aesthetically like, you know, on her shit and always has been. It's just who she is. She's a Leo. But I'm telling you right now, bitch, if he don't come with a nice house for us to swim at in Slidell or something, if he don't come with another house in another state some goddamn well, listen, I do not have time for this, ma'am. Because the way y'all keep scratching and surviving, slipping and fucking falling in love and all of that, I want y'all to be in love, but I also want y'all to stop marrying niggas. Like, that's just how I feel. I want y'all to stop marrying these niggas. But more importantly, stop. And this is not my sister in a situation. This is Tamar, but they around the same age. And I think it's specifically their generation. Okay. I'm speaking it into existence that if anybody roll up on my sister, I'm gonna need for two things to be going on: money and legit. Okay, I'm gonna need for you to be okay. It needs to be high. It needs to be something so damn good that everybody's like, girl, you should do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it needs to be a perfect situation as far as I'm concerned. I'm not going through this anymore. Okay. Family dynamics, they be acting like that shit don't know if they do. Okay. But I really do want y'all as older women, like, I need y'all to upgrade y'all chip a little bit, because I think y'all still be worrying about shit that really shouldn't be the forefront. Like Tamar should not be, well, my man, like, it's like, and again, this is not my sister. I'm just talking about that age range and how they still, like, you know, they still want to do it again, right? They still want to try it again. I don't begrudge you. But this is what we differ. But when it comes to Tamar, I feel like Tamar, I don't need that lady cursing me out. That's why I'm being very clear. And I'm not talking about her in this instance. Tamar's thirsty.
You ever marry again?
What happened? What happened? Come back. Would you ever marry again? Of course she would. Of course she would. Of course she would. She shouldn't. She shouldn't have married the last one.
Candy, what's your problem?
Candy, if you're watching, and we know you're watching, the thing is this: we don't have an issue with you. We're not jealous of you. We actually celebrate your success. No, seriously, but you got to be a better person.
I'm gonna need to pause there right quick. Chai be projection like a motherfucker. Yenza. Yes, girl. Be thirsty quietly. Because like I feel like when women are thirsty out loud, it just calls. It's like a dog whistle to all of the niggas that are looking to manipulate how thirsty you are for that relationship. But Tamar's projecting her ass off. And look at Nene with that slick look and that hand that don't match the foundation on her face.
And the reason why you got to be a better person is because it's not fair to the people who have been following our careers, knowing that you are doing things behind the scenes, knowing that you are lying on people.
Behind the scenes,
no, it's not fair. It's not fair. Because we like you, we cheerlead for you. Y'all got black love. You know, we're happy for you. It has nothing to do with that. But for you to deliberately use the public's opinion to manipulate them into thinking that people are really coming after you when we're not, that's not right. And for you to sit back and because you have the public's opinion, because it's so easy because of the character you have created on Housewives and things like that, to fall into that, that's not fair because you know I didn't do nothing to you. I apologized to that girl in that conversation 15 times.
Tamar, the problem that you don't seem to understand is you have the same issue with a whole bunch of different people where you act a fucking fool, lie about how you acted a fool, and then get mad when people don't fuck with you no more. You are exhausting. You're exhausting. Like, Candy is not really anywhere speaking on y'all the way y'all speak on her. Y'all talk on her first, something come out, y'all say something about her while she's somewhere doing something special. She over there doing something great. And here y'all come with some shade about how she can't sing, with some shade about her man, whatever the fuck. Whatever the issue is, it's giving jealousy. It's never gonna not look like you hating. Because it's like the better she does, the more we see blog posts about how her, girl, getting Denzel Washington and fucking Jake Gyllenhaal to be in your Broadway play that is the highest selling of the year. Like, Candy repeatedly does these amazing things. And also, I feel like is amazing to the people around her. Like, I just don't agree with this. As somebody that has been around Candy personally, and of course, I don't know her, but I know she does a lot of good shit for people. And she goes out of her way to be a good person to people. And I feel like we've seen that over and over again. Somebody like not wanting to fuck with you behind the scenes. Like nobody has to fuck with you behind the scenes, Tamar. People don't work with you sometimes because of you. And you know this. It's always somebody else to blame. Nene is the same thing. I feel like y'all both have the same type of narcissistic personality where y'all are always looking for somebody else to blame for how people respond to you once they figured out how much of a fucking narcissist you are, how much of an energy vampire, how you make it about you all the time. Let me tell y'all something. In the history of reality shows, I have noticed how some of the fan favorites are always people I can't stand. And then eventually y'all figure out how crazy they really are. Really never liked Nene. Okay. I never thought she was that fucking funny. I think the memes are hilarious now. But when we were actually watching the show, she worked on my fucking nerves because I felt like she always acted jealous. She always acted like she was hating on somebody. You slick shading people. They nice to you, then you mean to them. Back and forth, back and forth. Oh, we cool, but now you saying some shady shit. Now you acting, oh, I don't really like her. I said I was cool with her, but I don't really like her. Like she did that over and over again. Tamar, we saw what happened with you and Candy. We've actually seen you and Candy try to make up several times. We've also seen Candy extend herself to you. You and Nene. Candy has put money in both of y'all pockets. Both of y'all. And you sit on this fucking podcast with your edges looking like that. After looking like, girl, just being in relationships and letting niggas try you over and over again. But for some reason, Candy is the bad person in y'all life. It's Candy. It's not y'all. Yes. Jocelyn, and hell, one of the biggest things that I remember like loving was watching Tammy's transition. Y'all know Tammy's my girl. I loved watching Tammy's transition. And even, you know, sometimes now knowing that things were being edited together in a way where it wasn't really happening like that, but Tammy was still in a space, I feel like, coming out of that divorce and everything, like, you mad, you aggy as fuck, and they want you to do this job, and so you're gonna do the job. It was definitely giving a lot of misdirected anger. Like, I'm pissed off about my real life right now, so I am going to put this shit into this reality show bag because this is gonna feed me and my kids, and that nigga that I had kids with ain't worth shit no more, and I'm the one that got cheated on, so I'm about to use this shit to get my money. And you know, they make you the reality show cycle of making people out to be the villain, them deciding to live into that character because it's beneficial for a little while, but then having to get out of it because it's not realistic anymore and it's toxic as fuck. Pay attention. The only people that still acting like this, like the people that are still acting like this, they're always still the problem. There's always like a trail of breadcrumbs behind them of them getting into it with some fucking body and then playing victim. I feel like we watched Tamar do this so many times. Like, even when the shit happened with Tawanda and Tamar, y'all, recently, us watching it, we know that Tawanda is showing up now that she's older. The shit that was passive aggressive back then is aggressive now. She's a lot like that mom, where they try to stay quiet, but they cut like a snake. Cut like a fucking snake. Do you hear me? But like have like this image like they're so sweet, or they're not the ones that's doing it, or they're above it. But they really like have internalized whatever the shit is. Like, but at the end of the day, y'all, when we go back and watch that shit, it absolutely makes sense for why Tawanda don't want to talk to you, don't want to have no fucking conversation, and is tired of you, and now is like, fuck it, I'm gonna be just as mean as I want to be. If you actually go back and watch the shit. Now, I'm not giving her too much credit now, please be clear. But Tamar has always been exhausting. Nene has always been exhausting. They have always had an energy about them that if you're not going along with my bullshit, I don't like you. And I'm going to bully you.
I would love to sit down with Candy.
Well, I'm not sitting down with her until she tells the people.
I would love to sit down with Candy.
I'm not because it's
I
not
said
fair.
I would love to sit down.
Oh, that's
with
great.
Candy.
I'm not sitting down until she says, "Hey, party people, I lied," and now we can sit down.
Lied about what? Lied about what? What did she lie about? What specifically did she lie about? Because if we're still talking about that little back and forth y'all had backstage, where you walked up to her and said some shit or whatever, and y'all started going back and forth, and then Ty said, "You know what it is," and then you acted like that meant Ty was threatening you, even though we've all watched Ty say, "You know what it is," as just a way of speaking. Like Todd says that shit just as a way of speaking. And please don't get me wrong. Again, not giving Todd too much fucking credit, because you can never give niggas too much credit, because they'll always, do something and you be like, couldn't get that nigga too. Okay? But, Todd still got a good record. He got a good long record of being very chill and shit. And we've seen him on that show say, man, you know what it is. That's not a threat. Like, it's not a threat. It was not a threat, in my opinion. If that's what she's talking about, I'm tired, and I want her to stop. Tamar be running from Monica, though. Ooh, I know she be running from Monica, because Monica is accountability for people like her. Even though, y'all know Monica, my girl, but she got her ratchet auntie. My chip is still in the 90s, early 2000s. Some of the women's chips have not upgraded to where we are now. They still have a lot of these old school mindsets about things that they really don't serve them, but that's what they head at with it. It's sad, girl. What else she said? Child, that headline is something terrible. The headline is something terrible.
Because I want to know why.
Candy, what's your problem?
Candy, if you're watching, and we know you're watching.
We done. I ain't got no more. Okay? I ain't got no more.
I was asked to be on the rail. And this was in the beginning of the process of
Child, it's the nose. It's the nose and the hair. Like I love y'all for real, but they're like, I get it. You know, when you have hair, girl, you be doing extra. Like when you have hair, you be doing extra, girl. But the fact that you can't breathe, like I hate the way y'all look like white chicks. That's what it is. Like I hate the way everybody looks like white chicks. Shit we used to make fun of, y'all are now like resembling. Y'all are now resembling white chicks. It's just so odd to look at sometimes. That's all. I love y'all for real.
them casting. I think it was, I'm sure it was Tamar and the other girls, but I was asked to be one of the first girls when the show first originally started. I had the contract, and I ended up not doing the real, and they ended up casting Lonnie Love. Y'all know y'all would have liked me first. I'm just kidding. I was on Real Housewives of Atlanta, so I just did not do the real. But Tamar ultimately did the real, and I remember so well talking.
I wish they would have told me.
Really?
Yeah.
I remember talking to Tamar. I remember talking to you, and you said this to me, like they had casted all of you guys, and you were like, we're all going out to dinner. I believe all y'all went to like Mr. Chow.
Because Vince did.
Wow,
and creating the show. That's why I'm saying I wish they would have told me that, because I wouldn't have cast Big Bad Cadillac.
I'm finna get ready to leave.
We probably would be in our 10th season by now. Thanks. Ain't that dumb?
I really did enjoy her on that show though. Like she kept that show in the blogs. I'll tell y'all that. She mad because Lonnie Love was laughing at her when she was crying about being called a Muppet baby. That's all. No harm, no foul. It's all fair. She got a big back like a Cadillac, and you look like a Muppet baby, bitch. Everybody got their thing.
Red, I can't stand your laugh.
And that's no shade.
So Tamar, big back Cadillac. What happened?
How the back get so big?
I don't know. But what happened, Tamar? Because so when we say big,
how your hairline get so far back there? How your nose get so small? How you ended up with that white boy? What he smell like? Like when y'all was in a bed or he was sweating. What he smell like?
Big back Cadillac. Who are we talking about?
The person you just named.
Why you let Ben slap his titties against your body all them years? So many questions that we could have answered.
Oh, so Lonnie ended up being the person in the place of where I think that's what I think. I'm just assuming now. They came to me with the contract for the real, and then I ultimately did not do it.
I don't understand that.
Well, wow,
I had a hand in creating the show. Why do people say I fall out with everybody?
You do.
I mean, I don't know. That's what they say.
Yo, damn girl, damn. I mean, you could hear the you do in her voice. Oh my God.
No, that's what my sister said.
Okay, they say you fall out with everybody. Okay,
that's a lot.
Okay, you and Candy, what's your problem?
Candy, if you're watching it, and we know you're watching, relate them into thinking that people are really coming after you when
I can't sit through a whole interview of Tamar. I be trying, but she's exhausting, like physically, emotionally, girl. It's too much. That shit is hilarious. And I would love to just move on from there because I would love to get into this. So we talked a little bit about Jennifer Williams and her weird ass husband and Evelyn going after them, and Evelyn, not really liking Black women. And I told y'all that Evelyn fits the archetype, just like Erica Mena. They hang amongst Black women, but it's low key to make themselves stand out because they may not stand out amongst the rest of the light skinned Latinas because they have been around. Okay. And a lot of the other communities of color, they will shun or look down on their women for being with Black men. So it makes it hard for them to go back to those communities for real. Of course, yes, they're family, But I imagine that it's probably difficult to find a suitable Puerto Rican man that would want to really be with Evelyn Lozada at this point. And it's not about her being violent and all of that. That might be it if a man got sense, but most men don't have sense. That's not what it's about. It's about how many other niggas that they would have to contend with that are black. Because a lot of men be thinking about like, so, especially, it just depends. But it's like, well, white men, I think they obsess about dick too. Like worrying about, oh, since you was with a black man, was his dick bigger than mine? Like that type of stupid shit. You know what I mean? Cardi, yeah. Like it's a lot of them that the white Latinas, they won't do it. Ain't no black, okay?
She needs to worry about her daughter because her daughter had a baby by a felon.
Girl, not just a felon, somebody accused of assault and somebody that has to pay $7 million, however, to that young woman. Lost the house. Girl, yes, it is given. Maybe you should have had this energy towards your daughter. You should have had this energy towards your daughter. But you probably, like everybody else, you just wanted your daughter to be with some famous rich man. So it didn't matter.
How do you feel about that? And are you surprised that you are being brought up for the 1,000th time?
So I will start by saying, to play devil's advocate, I think she used the term felon.
Yes.
Because you said it first about her man.
Mm-hmm.
And so she kind of reversed it and said it about, Blaze's dad.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's where she was getting at.
I love that Shanice clocked that because I want y'all to understand. I think people are very ignorant of this, and old people used to have a saying from the Bible. Like, what was it saying? The children will pay for the sins of the father. The children will pay for the sins of the father. That saying, what that means is the type of person you are as an adult will affect your children, no matter whether you like it or not. That applies to Diddy and his kids, and it absolutely applies to Evelyn and hers, right? So you go out there attacking other people, and now they're attacking me because you're out there attacking them. Whereas if you didn't say shit, they wouldn't have brought me up. So there's a level of, you have to, you know what I'm saying? You have to have some decorum about yourself if you don't want people throwing shit back in your face. That's all.
No, I'm not surprised. Even if she didn't say that, she's not exactly my cup of tea. I feel that Jennifer she's like a lost woman in her 50s. Like, yeah. And it's the second time that it's
not a lost woman in her 50s. Girl, not the ageism.
happened. And obviously she did it the first time around.
Not her in the comments. I'm 49, okay? I'm 49. Bitch, you're in your 50s.
And this is why I think she's so phony, because the first time around, she apologized, not taking accountability for her actions.
She needs to worry about her daughter because her daughter had a baby by a felon.
More so saying, hey, I'm sorry that you were being spoken about. So, and I was like, okay, and she had like these crocodile tears in her eyes, and it was okay. And then you did it again. So I just think, I don't have hate in my heart for Jennifer. If anything, I feel sorry for Jennifer that you had to stoop so low. And also at that time, like, I was fresh postpartum, like I was Blaze was like a month or 2 months old. And if anyone has ever been through pregnancies or postpartum, that it's a very sensitive time. Like everything is like high, like your nervous system is like on fire,
Right.
So I just feel that she's self-centered. I think she's selfish. And I don't see her worried about anybody other than herself. Like, I don't see Jennifer as a girl's girl.
I feel like Shanice is saying everything about Jennifer that she wants to say about her mom, but is too scared to say. Because I think that when people kept saying that Evelyn was raising a builder whore, remember all of that? That was terrible for people to say, but it was the truth. It was the truth. Because you basically, through your life, through what you promote, through your way of thinking, you impose on your daughter the same mentality, which is why she ended up in the same type of relationship. Yeah, I remember Jackie said that. Jackie was not wrong. Jackie doesn't have the room, but Jackie wasn't wrong. I'm gonna let her finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More so saying, hey, I'm sorry.
And you like
Okay, that was it. Yeah. Well, I'll just say I'll just say this. Whatever Shanice said about Jennifer is also true about Evelyn, maybe not to the same degree, but on some level it's still true. You did show up as a selfish parent. I don't care how you shape it or form it. Everybody acts like when they're getting money, they're doing it for their I'm doing it for my daughter. I'm on a reality show fighting hoes for my daughter because I get a check. So that's going to help me take care of my daughter. And yeah. But also, just as your daughter reaps the benefits of what you do, she also reaps the negatives. She reaps what you sow, whether it is good fruit or bad fruit. Okay? So at the end of the day, you went around kind of acting like a high-priced prostitute, being a mean girl, valuing proximity to rich men over any type of moral system. The way you and Jennifer would like laugh and bully people over clothes and hairstyles. Like we all like the kiki and shit. Don't get me wrong. Child, one of my favorite things is to look and talk about people, but there's a way. Child, I would never want nobody's feelings to actually be hurt. So you don't do things to be spiteful or nothing like that. You know, you just kind of look and girl. But you don't like be there and then be in a person's face trying to make them feel bad about themselves. I think it's another thing to like kiki when you see something, or, you know, see somebody versus actually engaging with them and trying to make them feel bad about who they are based on clothes, based on hair, based on skin tone, based on how much money they have, based on what type of designer labels they're wearing. To me, all of those are faulty morals to give to your daughter, right? She's going to value everything, you know, that really doesn't matter. She's going to value money. And so she's not going to value a person that respects her. This is how she ends up getting pregnant by the game. And I don't care what Instagram tells. I don't care what they say. The game seems like all of the rest of the dirty nail, dirty dick, I'm going to push and coerce and, you know, bully girls into doing what I want them to do. And if they don't want to do it, then I'm just going to take it to a certain extent. And also being entitled and being full of yourself. So you didn't show up to court. The game, I didn't even realize that he was penalized the way he was simply because he didn't show up. Like I realized it recently when we talked about it. But before that, I didn't know that he just didn't show up to court because he felt like he could ignore it. Ain't nobody gonna like, who gives a fuck? Fuck that bitch. Okay. Okay. And I think it says a lot that you never fought it. And it's been years. And you keep just trying to stop her from getting the money and she keep finding a way to get it. I don't know who homegirls lawyers are, but then people need to be clocked as somebody to call when a nigga's trying to evade justice and not give settlement money that he was supposed to give. Hold up, what did they say? I have a friend who smashed game back before he was famous. She confirmed to me years ago that he dick fishes. She said his is in no what? Why that big? It's not that big. And it's absolutely stuffing his pants. Oh my God, he's stuffing his pants. I'm gonna tell y'all, a lot of these niggas have little dick energy. A lot of these very angry, I'm about to hit you, you know, or I'm going to be violent towards you, or, you know, fake tough guy, you know, like Game's a fake ass tough guy type dude, right? Like all them niggas be having small dicks. I don't know what it is. We're gonna have that conversation. Okay, we're gonna have that conversation later on. Let's move on from Jennifer. Oh, wait, no, let's move on from that one. Evelyn Lozada posts messages warning Jennifer not to marry her husband. Please don't ignore the signs. So this was Evelyn, I guess, trying to be a real friend. So if you are up to it, I will call you tomorrow to explain what that conversation with the private eye was about off camera. Damn, it's moving. Why would you not just post? Did she post these in her stories? Why they don't just post it on their page or something? Like, these hoes is disgusting. Anyway, because I gotta get the play out, but I don't want it to move. I wanted to reach out to you privately again, even though you didn't respond to my last message since we filmed. See, I knew it was gonna do that. This is so aggravating. They basically forced me today to have an opinion about you and your relationship, which all season I told them I didn't want to because I didn't want it to create drama between us. I will be emailing blah, blah, tomorrow. Have a safe flight. And I'm sorry if that was hurtful. Then she texted again. Hey, Jen, I wanted to reach out to you privately again, even though you didn't respond to my last message since we filmed the reunion. I love you and I hope and pray this doesn't upset you more, but I'm genuinely worried about you. I've known you for a long time and I feel like what's happening in your life right now is God's will because he is protecting you, my friend. Okay. Damn. Okay, please don't ignore the signs he's giving you. I pray that you reconsider moving forward with a legal marriage. Don't bind yourself in this way. You are worth so much more than this situation. Who cares about public opinion? You still have the chance to step back and take your time with this. I love you and I'm here for you if you need to talk. This has nothing to do with the show. Just please think about it. Please. Damn, bitch. All them years of being a bad friend to you, she was trying to be a good friend to you in that moment. Damn. Evelyn, crazy how the same people spreading lies are the ones I show love to. Wish you the best, though. First screenshot is from the reunion day, hot mic moment. The second screenshot is from before her wedding and the arrest. Embarrassed Jen in public just to apologize in private. Bye, Evelyn. I don't think that's what it was, though. I don't think it was about, like, it was about letting her know, like, I really care. Like, this is not, I feel like, are we about to act like we all didn't feel like this? Like, we all was looking at this situation like, girl, you about to get with another scammer? You about to get with somebody else that's going to scam you? Like, it's given I really tried to talk to my friend for real, and she wasn't really trying to hit me because she won't be delusional about a nigga right now. Evelyn isn't a good friend. I don't think she is. I don't think Evelyn is a good friend, but I do feel like it seemed genuine what she was sending to her before the wedding. And even continuing to text her, like, I think there are times when she wasn't a real friend. I think there are moments when people show up in a genuine way, and I think it matters. And I do feel, because look, y'all can say what y'all want to, but that's why I said she is the same person to a different degree. Because Evelyn, even though she didn't have these relationships with these men and all of that, her not marrying them was smart. Because that marriage to Ocho, I think it was best for her to be free and just have these relationships as you have them and move on. And I feel like everybody tries to devalue her because she never got married, but that's only because y'all will hold niggas over women's heads. That's why. You can't be talking about, the nigga didn't want you and throwing dick in my face, and then I'm not going to throw dick back in your face. Okay? But in real life, to me, that text message that she sent her, that seemed genuine as fuck. And I feel like anybody that loved Jen or cared about her in any capacity would have felt that way, because it looks like when somebody is being brainwashed in a relationship and it's the beginning of it. So you can see how it's a whirlwind, but you could also see how fucked up it is if you on the outside looking in. I'm about to hop out and hop back in, y'all. Give me a second. Hold up. We're going to take a break. Come right back.
Anywhere you go, give it all. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Okay. How is that? How is that now, y'all? It's better? Because sometimes I think, and I just realized this the last time it did that, sometimes I have to turn my roadcaster off and turn it back on because I can hear it. It just doesn't sound that bad, but I can hear the popping ever so often. Or yeah, it's better. Okay. Yeah, it just needed to be restarted probably. Before I continue with the show, I hope y'all are enjoying regardless of the technical issues. I apologize. Um, I want to thank the people that gave to my Cash App yesterday. Jeremy Franks, thank you, love. Amy Afua, Nija Daniels, Kim Ross, Aubrey Thomas. Thank y'all so much for giving to my Cash App. I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. Okay. Also I posted, you know what I mean, like to spread the support around, not just to myself, of course. I'm trying to start doing more charitable things and you know, raising money for certain things. I'm trying to get more into that. And somebody hit me up about a kickstart. They're trying to finish a documentary, a short story type of docuseries about their documentary about their grandmother. And I love when people are trying to express stories that matter, like about our family and stuff, but also, you know, like Black women making content and the arts. Like I'm all about it. And so, you know, if y'all want to support the Kickstart, it's on my community page. Y'all go ahead and do that. And also I got text yesterday about the upcoming trips that we're going to be doing for Reset by Design Wellness. So we'll be in Tulum. Okay. In 2026, I believe we're going to be doing a lot. It's like there's a Tulum trip. There is a South Africa trip. So you guys go to Reset by Design Wellness, go to the website, follow on Instagram. They've just put up so many new trips that we're going to be going on. And I'm really, really excited. I told y'all the other day about the couples trip to Mexico. That's April next year. Lyric and I will be there. Okay. So, you know, if you and your boo want to come through, y'all should. All right. So let's go ahead and press on in the show. I do feel like Evelyn Lozada was like, girl, it looked bad. It's all bad. He got a chick on the side. Like, look, it's all bad. It's all bad over there. Are you okay? So hop, skip, and jump. So I started the matriarch and already it sounded really good. I started it on Sunday, but I want to, you know, actually get into it. After I get off this live, I'm going to the gym and I'll probably be listening to it while I'm at the gym. But Tina Knowles revealed that she decided to divorce her husband, Richard Lawson, after waking up one day and realizing she deserves so much more. Okay. She said in July 2023, after 10 years of marriage, she describes a pivotal moment when she woke up and realized she deserves so much more. Feeling a relationship no longer brought her happiness or fulfillment. Despite acknowledging Lawson's positive qualities, Knowles chose to prioritize her own well-being, filing for divorce without regret. She thrived post-divorce, focusing on personal joy and confidence. Knowles also reflected on negative online comments, mostly from women, and the internalized sexism. At a wedding in July 2023, Tyler Perry supported her choice, noting it could inspire others. Knowles recently confirmed to People she's now spending time with a new gentleman friend. All right. All right. Listen, I don't know why somebody put RIP to Kevin Samuels in the comments. That's so weird. Let me go to you and block you so I don't ever see you just popping up in comments talking about shit that ain't nobody talking about. Like, I don't know what that was about, but oof, like get you out of my, like, I don't want to see that. That's so stupid. Anyway, like it's like we hate women. Like that's all that means. Like we hate women. Okay. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Mr. Richard Lawson may have had a lot of positivity, but that old man was like, you know, I will never forget. And, you know, we always go back to it. Black Love, one of the most toxic shows on television. Black Love, basically had an episode where she says that he's not perfect. And he looked like he got mad that she said he wasn't perfect. And then there was so many people talking about why would she say that and acting like she's wrong because she said he's not perfect. Nobody's perfect. The fuck is wrong with you? Like, really, what the fuck be wrong with y'all? The way y'all will get mad at women for the smallest shit. A man could do torturous shit to several people over 3 decades, and you motherfuckers will act like it's nothing at all. Nothing. Horrific things. You downplay and act like, oh, it's just Diddy being a freak. Like, y'all downplay shit every day, B. A lady said the man ain't perfect and he lost his shit, and so did everybody else. I'm tired of y'all. Okay. I've read Matriarch Tina had a lot of relearning to do, but I'm glad she's trying. No, I could tell. I could tell because she was one of them ones you can count on to be online somewhere defending some nigga. And we want y'all to stop. We want y'all to stop. That's all. We get it, but you don't need to do all that. You don't. Let these men protect their own image. Maybe they'll have to be better people if they're the only ones responsible for their image. Because to me, that I don't want to hear nothing about, oh, that was wrong. And I don't want to hear nothing about that. I don't want to hear nothing about that because y'all never want to admit when it's wrong, when it's somebody y'all like. All of that morals, right and wrong, good, all that shit go out the window. Y'all don't give a fuck. Stop playing. But I'm glad Tina, went ahead and walked away. Because I swear the older the men get, the meaner they get. So y'all know Cardi, even after going through everything she went with Offset, we thought she might have been changing her mentality, but oh no. Okay, the toxic masculinity, implemented and indoctrinated into the Latina young girls is strong and thick. It seems as if they may have to get dragged by their hairline by several more men until they develop some type of inner confidence that will show them to stop treating these men so fucking special all the time. Like, stop it. Stop telling everybody. Stop it. I get it. I know you want to be a girl. You want to be in your feelings. Stop it. Feel that way. Tell that shit to your friends in a group chat. Tell that shit to your therapist. Tell that shit to your chat GPT. But stop telling it to the public. Let's listen. Because y'all know Cardi's over there dating Stefon Diggs.
Least like to date your sister.
What the hell? Diggs.
And this is under the illusion that niggas care about their sisters, right? This is an illusion that if you got a sister, you wouldn't want her to end up with some ain't shit ass nigga, right? This is the illusion we're living under when these questions are being asked to these men. Because most of y'all don't give a fuck about y'all sisters. And if y'all was a regular nigga and your sister was dating Stefon Diggs, you wouldn't care that he wasn't shit. You would just want tickets to the game.
Why Diggs?
Man, no. We're going to leave it like that. No.
What guy on this team would you least like to date your sister?
Oh, Stefon Diggs.
Why Diggs?
He's crazy. He's just outrageous. Don't know what he's gonna say. Just don't know what to expect every day. So he couldn't date my sister.
What guy on this team would you least like to date your sister?
Least I like to date my sister, Diggs. 100%. Why?
For more reasons than you know. I've seen that nigga in the shower.
Diggs.
Because he's not a guy that you want to bring home to your parents. Like, you don't want your sister to bring him home to your parents, so therefore she can't date him.
What guy on this team would you least like to date your sister? And I might add, you're starting to be the runaway favorite for this.
But nobody want me to date this sister. I'm a great guy. I'm actually a great guy.
There's actually seems to be a few guys that don't think that.
Feel differently about me?
Yeah.
They just don't know me well enough. That's what it is. It's the all right, who don't I want to date my sister? Weatherly.
Why Weatherly?
Because he's ugly. I knew that was coming. That was the problem.
He's hot.
So you know how they be like, all men? And then the men get up there and give you the reason for why it's all men. None of them niggas really gave you an adequate reason besides he crazy, he say crazy shit, right? He turns around and says crazy shit. Like that man's sister ugly. Like that's immature as fuck, bruh. That's immature as fuck. And he is a nice looking guy.
Davin, what guy on this team?
But I just want to say, like, posting old shit, Cardi be having folks pressed. I don't care how old this is. I don't feel like I'm not worrying about Cardi. I don't care. I'm just making this point. I'm showing y'all this because listen to how all of those other men know exactly who the fuck Stefon Diggs is. Nah, it's gonna be the women that's gonna be out there windmilling, acting like, oh, he's a great guy. We've already seen that he don't have dick control for real. Don't he have a baby out here? Meanwhile, Cardi online, I got a beautiful nigga. He loved me from head to toe. All of the men. I don't want that nigga with my sister, man. Y'all wildin'. I love my sister. Okay? I don't want my sister with that nigga. And I damn sure don't want my daddy beating my ass because I introduced her to this nigga. Okay? Because y'all know, white people die. When white boy was talking about you can't bring him home to your family, that mean that my mom and dad would tear into me if I introduced my sister to a black football player, which means he might be disrespectful, abusive, and or a whore. Now, that's what the white people think about black people. I think the same thing about white people, just to be clear. I think everybody be doing the same shit, and you got to prove to me otherwise. That's why we say all men. Because if all the cups are turned over and you don't know which one the snake is under, bitch, you better leave all of the cups alone. Okay, listen, be wary of all of the cups, bitch. He also allegedly tried to assault a dude too. Oh, now you know this picture of him holding a purse with the jacket on. And then at the end, I instantly thought of like a bisexual man. I was like, oh, in the way he be looking and all of that, yeah, he must like really know how to fuck. Like that's what I would imagine. You bisexual, that means you can move your hips. Okay, that means you be out here moving your hips. Yeah. It is giving I fuck everybody because everybody fuck me. Okay, like that's what it's giving. It's giving I'm fucking everybody and everybody fuck me. So yeah, y'all. But I just hey, clocking tea. So let's move on to DDG and Haley Bailey because we talked about it yesterday, but there's more coming out today. So Haley Bailey has been granted temporary sole custody and physical custody of her 16-month-old son, Halo, after accusing DDG of domestic abuse. In legal documents, Bailey said she filed without notifying DDG because she was afraid that the violence would reoccur and feared the other party would take the children out of the area before the order could be granted and served. So she was scared he was going to steal her baby. Yeah, that's something abusive niggas like to do. They love to make you feel like they might snatch your baby and run. The court ordered DDG to stay at least 100 yards away from both Haley and Halo, banned him from possessing firearms, and prohibited any direct or indirect contact. Bailey also asked the court to prevent DDG from using his streaming platforms to weaponize his fan base, claiming he claims I am withholding our son and that I am with other men. As a result, I then received threats and hate on social media. See how? Very clear. Very clear. A hearing is scheduled for June 4th. He should have got lawyered up when he was complaining about seeing Halo instead of playing internet games. People were like, what do you want us to do with this info? You got money, go to court. Now she's been documenting everything and blindsides him with this. I don't feel no way. I feel like they're trying to make it seem like he got served. Why? I don't have to tell you that I'm filing charges on you. Are y'all okay? I don't have to tell you that I'm filing a restraining order on you. That doesn't even make any sense. Who the fuck tells the nigga that they filing a restraining order on that they filing a restraining order on them? That's stupid. That's giving them the opportunity to hurt you again. Duh. Why the fuck would I tell you? Do the police tell people when they bust in their door waving a 4-4? Do they send them a letter in the mail? Hey, nigga, I'm about to come in and arrest you later on. No. Stop being fucking stupid. Blindsided. Please. She did exactly what she was supposed to do. She went straight to the police. She took evidence. She filed charges. And she didn't wait for this to be a repeated situation. However, However, where's the post that said he did it to while she was pregnant? I saw some post like that. And his stupid ass homeboys are online saying he bit her and all of that. Where's the proof? Where's the proof? Hold up. Did this? Matter of fact, let me find it. Let me find it online because y'all know the blogs be posting shit in increments. DDG training order. All right. Y'all like the video. Support the channel, please and thank you. All right. So, Haley Bailey secured a temporary restraining order Tuesday against rapper DDG, alleging that the father of their son, Halo, was abusive throughout their 2-year relationship and has continued to behave badly since they broke up last year. The Little Mermaid star, 25, and the rapper blogger, 27, whose real name is Daryl Dwayne Granberry Jr., split up in October, declaring at the time that they were still best friends. Son Halo was born in December 2023 after Bailey worked hard to keep her pregnancy off radar. Throughout our relationship and continuing to date, Daryl has been and continues to be physically, verbally, emotionally, and financially abusive towards me, she said. Calling that nigga by his real name when you realize him and Scrappy have the same name. Don't trust no Daryls. In court documents reviewed by the Times, I am seeking orders to protect myself and our son Halo from his ongoing abuse. The restraining order was granted by a Los Angeles County Superior Court judge. Bailey indicated in court documents that she was concerned for her safety and that of her son, Halo St. Granberry, and asked that DDG be ordered to stay away from both of them. No advance notice was given to DDG because Bailey was afraid he would retaliate with violence or by taking Halo out of the area, the document said. DDG appeared to find out about the restraining order Tuesday in the middle of a profanity-laden live stream, prompting his co-streamers to decry what appeared to be a phone alert as fake news. That can't even be real, DDG said, staring at his phone. So they didn't bring him paperwork? Or did they bring him paperwork while he was on live? Because I felt like he got the paperwork already. The way they was talking like they found out about it and then got online and tried to pretend like it was, new news to them once it reached the blogs. But I feel like they knew about the restraining order because it had to be sent to him. Don't you have to like send a restraining order to somebody, have them serve with it, and then it would reach the blogs? That's what would make sense to me, but I don't know. He is temporarily prohibited from approaching Bailey and his son or contacting them through any means, including electronic. In her declaration, Bailey accused DDG of bad-mouthing her to his millions of fans on Twitch and YouTube whenever he wants to cause upset. He claims I am withholding our son and that I am with other men. As a result, I then receive threats and hate on social media. He seems to try to set up drama for his fans. He goes live ranting about me and alleges that I am keeping Halo from him. This is false. I have requested a set schedule, which he refuses. She also said he frequently calls her a bitch and says she's evil. She also detailed one physical altercation from January of this year. DDG, and y'all, calling her evil and calling her a bitch and all of that is a way to degrade her and make her feel bad about herself. They have to make you feel like you're doing something wrong. They have to make you feel like you're doing something wrong, but it's a projection. DDG went to Bailey's house on January 18, she said in the declaration, to pick up Halo. She said she asked DDG when he would return the child and alleged he wouldn't give her an answer. See what I'm saying? We're getting into more detail here, okay? Because it was like, why did they get into it? They got into it because she asked him when he was going to bring the baby back, and he didn't want to answer because they don't have a set schedule, because he doesn't want to make a set schedule because he wants to be able to use the baby whenever he feels like it. Hey, schoolboy. You have to be served. That's what I thought. The discussion continued as I walked with him outside to assist to put Halo into the car seat. I was buckling the baby into his seat and physically got into the back seat to adjust the car seat. I had left my front door open and was not even fully dressed, as I was not even wearing shoes. Daryl kept repeating, "Get out of my car, bitch." Halo was crying. Bailey said she was nervous leaving the baby with her agitated ex and repeatedly pleaded with him to stop calling her a bitch. Then the argument escalated. She said, "I know what that's like too. If they angry like that, no, you're not taking my baby nowhere when you angry like this. You need to calm the fuck down first, and then you could deal with my baby." Y'all remember on Y'all remember on the movie Save the Last Dance, Kerry Washington, baby daddy came over, get him ready. No, you are not taking my son out of here like that. Because when niggas are mad, they will mishandle your baby. They'll talk and say mean shit or let your baby cry, but they will do some mean shit to your baby to hurt you or because they're angry at you. So yeah, no, I definitely understand why she would not want to just let him have the baby and, you know, leave if he's so angry like that. The next thing I knew, things got physical between us. We fought each other, wrestling and tussling. And y'all always act like because a woman fights back, that means they were abusing each other. No, motherfucker. No. I don't agree. I don't agree to that. I don't agree to that. If you haul off and hit me and you're a man and I'm a woman and I'm the mother of your child and you haul off and hit me because you're angry or you manhandle me because you're angry, you're abusing me. Me fighting back is me fighting back. That's me defending myself. That's what I should be doing. Unless it's a situation like Diddy where you hit the nigga back and then he beat you even worse, so you got to learn not to hit the nigga back. Like, okay. But it's crazy how y'all feel like people shouldn't get angry from being abused. Like they should only be sad and crying. But you hitting me shouldn't anger me enough to want to fight your ass back, right? That's weird. That's weird. Y'all should really think about that. The next thing I knew, things got physical between us. We fought each other, wrestling and tussling. At one point, Daryl was pulling my hair. What a bitch. He then slammed my face on the steering wheel, causing my tooth to get chipped. I didn't stop fighting back as I was in a lot of pain, Bailey wrote. I wanted to get out of the car with Halo, but was now stuck. Daryl then said that since I would not leave the baby in the car, he would take me with them. He drove quickly towards his house. When he arrived at his house, I was crying and told his family what happened. I begged his family who were there to help me figure out a schedule with him. Talking about that mama. They said, just leave Halo and go. I left hysterical. Ain't that about a bitch? I had bruises over my arms and a chip too. Bailey also detailed a violent incident on March 7th that ended up with her filing a police report. She and Halo were homesick with RSV when DDG came over to see his son, whom Bailey didn't want to leave the house because of his illness. That angered DDG. She said he started yelling and calling her names. He then saw the Ring camera was recording. He unplugged the Ring camera, opened the door, and threw the Ring camera out of my home. I went outside to retrieve the Ring camera. He then locked me out of my house, Bailey said in the declaration. I went around the back and came. Y'all, I hate to say it, but this reminds me of when Erica Mena was climbing over that gate and knocking on the door for Safari, and he posted it like she just showed up in the middle of the night. And I really think it might have more so been a situation where he locked her out because that's what it looked like. Y'all know I don't like Erica Mena, but it, like just sometimes when they be having certain, like they do like to lock you out and then make it look like you standing outside. But the way she was like, what are you doing? Open the door. Like the way Erica Mena was like doing that, like it didn't seem like she was really angry. And then we see her climbing over the wall, and that's what made us think, oh, the bitch is crazy. And we know she's crazy, y'all. I'm not making no excuses for her, but it does seem, you know what I mean? Like when you know how they'll throw your shit outside and all of that type of stuff. Like it makes me think about that situation, y'all. I don't like Safari. I'm sorry. That nigga's an asshole, just like this nigga's an asshole. All of that moping and feel sorry for me, but now I'm about to be, I'm gonna act like I don't give a fuck about nothing while still being mean, passive aggressive, like that type of shit. Like they have a similar personality, Safari and DDG. Anyway, she said, I went around back and came into the house through another entrance. I plugged the camera back in and called my family member for help. With her on the phone line, I repeatedly asked Daryl to please leave. I told him that he was being rude and I was too sick to deal with him. He would not leave. He had that girl running out her house and trying to get into her house while she was sick with RSV. When he realized that my family member was on the phone line, he became enraged. Around this time, I noticed that he also saw the Ring camera was back on, so he smashed the camera. I have this recorded and will bring the recording to the hearing. She said DDG then grabbed her phone and hung up on her relative while she managed to get Halo away from him. Daryl then ran out of the house with my phone. I followed, begging to please give my phone back. Y'all remember Grace Jabari and your boy? Okay, Grace Jabari and Jonathan Majors running down the motherfucking street. Did you have her phone when she was running after you? He got into his car. I mean, that was something people was like asking at that time. I don't know if that's true. I'm not saying that was true, y'all. I'm just saying that was a question that we was asking at the time. He got into his car, but it just shows you how they create these scenarios for you to be running behind them about something. He got into his car and closed the car door on me while I was holding Halo. Daryl then drove off and threw my phone out the window and yelled, "Go get it, bitch." As a result of this incident, I filed a police report. Both parties have been ordered to participate in a May 30th mediation teleconference to determine custody or visitation if the two fail to come up with a plan before then using online court tools. A court hearing is scheduled for June 4th. In her Tuesday declaration, BALI said that their relationship ended in 2024 because Daryl's temper and lack of respect towards me. There have been numerous incidents of physical abuse even before Halo was born. The document, y'all know how that is. Y'all know how as soon as that baby comes, then all of a sudden shit becomes a little bit more dire for you to get out of these situations sometimes. The document contains other alleged acts, including DDG declaring on social media that she was with another man on Mother's Day. She said she was not, then mentioned that he had riled up his fans so that they accused her of withholding the child and sleeping with other men. She also said DDG has never paid child support and she has never asked him to do so. BALI is also asking the court to allow her to take Halo to Italy for 8 weeks while she is filming a movie. This is not child-centered, she said, of the conflicts between them. And Halo is only being used to further his fan base and online presence. That's a far cry from the rosy picture she painted in interviews while they were a couple. BALI and DDG first sparked romance rumors in January 2022, then made things red carpet official at the 2022 BET Awards that June. Speaking to Essence in August 2022, BALI said she had been aware of DDG since 2015 from his YouTube channel. Their relationship began with private messages on social media, she said. I grew up being on YouTube and would always see the young Black creators and was constantly inspired by them. She told the magazine he was one of them. When the magazine asked BALI whether she was in love with DDG, she replied, "Yes, for sure I am." But shortly after the live action version of The Little Mermaid premiered in May 2023, DDG released the song Famous. In the explicit song, he raps, "Hardest thing I did was fall in love with a famous bitch." If that wasn't enough of a nod to his girlfriend, DDG's lyrics also seemingly hint at Haley's aerial falling for co-star Jonah Hoyer King's Prince Eric. Filming a movie now, you kissing dudes, and their time on the press tour. Why is y'all holding hands in a photo? DDG and his relationship with BALI quickly drew criticism online. One ex-user slammed DDG and his embarrassing antics, while another said the whole song is the nastiest thing he could have done to his girlfriend. Amid the backlash, DDG said Haley heard the song and said it's just music. BALI seemed to recover after that drama. "You know you have puppy love experiences. You think that's love," she told Cosmopolitan in September 2023. "But this is my first deep, deep, real love." Yeah, you gotta go through it. You gotta go through it. And then the fact that he was a YouTuber too, I feel like the fact that he was a YouTuber too, I feel like is what made it easier for her to trust him on some level. Like you do what, you're doing what I was doing. You have your own fame as well. You know what it's like. Like, I think she might have saw the similarities and trusted him faster than she should have simply because they were both YouTubers. Because of course, being famous, you don't trust people, but if somebody has a level of fame that's similar to yours, then you will trust them a little bit more easier. And then her watching him also created a fan within her, so you're definitely not seeing him clearly. Trying to see if at any point were they clear about the violence that took place before she was before she got pregnant. Just reading through. Make sure y'all like the video. Please and thank you. Okay, so let's read some other stuff we didn't read. So the text message that she gave to the courts sent on Sunday, May 11th read, Daryl, are you not tired of harassing me? You make up a new lie on me every day. I'm in St. Lucia having fun with Charmaine and Chloe, not with any man out here. I wouldn't do that. I have Halo. I told your mom I was going to be with my sister last week. Please let me enjoy my Mother's Day in peace. I hope you are okay and feel better soon. Child, because he accused her, sent her that I know what you on. Child, I can't stand it. Oh, I know what you on, ass nigga. I don't give a fuck. I know you think you done got shit and figured something out. I don't give a fuck. BALI has requested custody of Halo while she films an upcoming project in Italy for 2 months. She says, I have family and a nanny who will be traveling with me to care for Halo while I am working. Okay, I also asked the court to order Daryl to cease and desist. Okay, we read that shit. Okay. Yeah. I was just looking to see if there were any other, points that I could pull up that I did not see yet. But yeah, it's definitely giving harassing communications. Yes, bitch, harassing communications. Okay, listen. And that's so funny because at the same time, shit, there's always some Love and Marriage Huntsville shit going on, child. Just mess. I'm gonna tell y'all something, y'all YouTubers, y'all gonna get tired of all of that mess. Like I don't, y'all, I move around. Leave me alone. I keep telling y'all, I've been doing this shit for so long and I really stay out the mess. People write shit about me all the time. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. They ain't got nothing to do with me. Leave me alone. I do my job and I go back to my life. Okay. Measured Man, thank you for the super chat, boo. About to send you an email. Title will be taken down. What title will be taken down? I don't know what that means. Thank you, Gel Slayer, for the super chat. Tamar is a provocative victim. She is the problem. Kelly Evans. Meanwhile, Tamar edges leaning back worse than Fat Joe. Ma'am, please. That's what she puts herself through. Dina Dean, thank you for the super chat. Nene's show is like a Mean Girl symposium. It feels that way, right? Just real nasty, nice, nasty energy. Aries Reality, thank you for being a member. Tamar is desperate. Saw her last week in Dallas. She was begging for peen from October London. Yuck. Who begs for peen? Yikes. Lovely Lady Les, thank you for the super chat. We love you, Bondi. Just pay my monthly dues via Cash App. Thank you, love. Thank you so much for the very thoughtful and insightful commentary while being vulnerable and transparent. You do this well. It's your superpower. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I feel that way too. Thank you. Kimi Kim, what's up, girl? Thank you for the super chat. Yep, that's what I was going to say. I think he knew the night before. That's why that fool on live with him talking about what did we talk about last night? Telling on themselves. Fucking idiots. Lakeisha Logan, thank you for the super chat. His brothers is doing the same thing to his BM. I heard the brother ain't shit too. Okay. Hello, Darius and your brother. Marche Brewer, thank you for becoming a member, love. I appreciate y'all support in our channel. Title of the email will be the taken down is what he mean. Okay. All right. Got you. Thank you. Thank you for clearing that up. All right. So let's move on because y'all know there is so much to get into. So, of course, the homeboys are online defending DDG. Let's see how much of this I can sit through.
Claims DDG attacked her. So listen, man. I've been around before while they got into it. And like I said before, I don't get into family issues. I stayed the out the way.
So that tells me you've seen them get into physical fights before, but you don't get involved. You don't stop it. You don't say, bro, can y'all not do anything about, can y'all not stop? Can y'all not do that around me? You don't do nothing. Which means you one of them, I'm going to look the other way no matter how fucked up it is because that's my homeboy and I don't really like women anyway. So who cares if they getting beat on?
I done seen them get into it before. And let me put it like this. I'm gonna put it like this. As a man, matter of fact, let me go to the hold on, wait. Have you ever been in a situation where a woman is just whooping the man? Matter of fact, fuck that. Let's go ahead and get into it. Hallie was beating the out of this. I'm talking about swinging on this. I'm talking about piecing this up. Ha, 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 ha. You feel me? So are you just gonna sit there and just hands behind your back?
No, what you do is you remove yourself and you leave the relationship and you remove yourself from the place. If she's putting her hands on you, you make her leave. If she was two-piecing your friend like that, why wouldn't you like scoop her and separate them? I have so many questions. Yeah, I think you're lying. I don't even want to sit through the rest of this. But this is like the continued abuse, right? This is the continued abuse, y'all. It's to have your friends online calling people liars.
I'm sick of y'all, man. I'm just fucking sick of y'all, dogs. What the fuck is happening under the motherfucking sea? Good morning, me, bro. Don't good fucking morning, me. Y'all keep sending me all this shit. Diddy G. I don't know what the fuck going on, but everybody, all my nieces and nephews keep sending me this shit going on. And I don't know. I don't. But I do know this. We ain't no fucking saints. I've kicked my baby daddy in the fucking stomach and took off running. But when that motherfucker caught me, he hit me back in my stomach and I was out of breath for 5 minutes. Now, all I'm going to say is this. I don't know who the fuck hit who, but all I can tell you is this. Leave that police ass shit out of the equation, all right? You got a motherfucking baby. If you want some police shit to do, you go to family court and you get your money and you get y'all visitation and let that shit be. I ain't putting no restraining orders on my baby daddies. I'm not doing that. I ain't never tried to. Bitch, I don't want you in jail because you can't do shit for us in there. I'm going to beat your ass and you bet not call no fucking police. You whoop my ass, I ain't calling them bitches either. I'm kicking your fucking ass back. And you come get the motherfucking baby after I black your eye and break your fucking elbow, bitch. I don't like this little shit that's going on under the fucking sea. Because my nephew should be able to see his baby and vice versa. Now, I don't know if it's because another nigga in the picture or other bitches. Who gives a fuck? Let that shit be. Somebody hard hurt. And I ain't liking this shit. This shit would have went on before I got on that motherfucking boat. I'd have been down somebody's asses. Screen would have been cut short. Trust. I don't fucking like the bullshit, all right? Let it the fuck go, Little Mermaid. Keep the police out your fucking business, all right? I don't know what the fuck happened, and I ain't taking no fucking side. But all I'm saying is...
Oh, you are absolutely taking sides. You are absolutely taking sides, Yanti. And this is why when we talk about your ignorant family members, you got to love them from afar because they funny and all of that shit. But their morals are corrupted because they live such a savage lifestyle that they have a skewed outlook on life. They don't have a lot of empathy. They don't have a lot of sympathy unless it's for some boy or some man. That's the only time they really have sympathy like that. I think it's very funny for you to be, this aggressive, big mouth, I'ma beat the nigga ass type woman, right? I want to know what your height and weight is, first of all. Like, that's the first thing I'm going to say. And the second thing I want to say is not every woman is going to fight a man back. Not every woman is going to want to tussle and have him beating her ass over and over again. And this line about don't call the police. No, bitch, you don't call the police. You get your ass whipped in peace. And you whip that nigga's ass in peace. I don't want to fight a grown man. I don't want to physically fight a grown man, and I should not have to, which is why I'm going to call the police, because that's the only thing these niggas fear sometimes. That's the only thing they fear. And the reason why he knocking her ass around like a rag doll is because he does not fear her, because he does not respect her. calling her a bitch the way he did in a song, y'all, I'm telling y'all right now, I don't care I don't care what you think love is. I don't care how much you think that nigga or that bitch love you. If they are calling you out your name like that, and y'all know how much I curse, but when I tell y'all that is not the way we gonna talk to each other, that's not the way we gonna talk to each other. When you really care and love people, you are not supposed to be slinging them words out your mouth like that. Oh, so y'all want to have this conversation? Bondi, you never hit a man? Like, didn't I tell y'all what my childhood was like? Didn't I just tell y'all what my childhood was like? Didn't I just tell y'all? Didn't I also tell y'all that kind of repeats? Either you become it or you be a part of it. We talked about Tahiri. You fight back. I think y'all really like. I don't know if you really like meant that way. I don't know if you really meant that way because I don't want to block you. But I've been seeing you in the comments, so I think that may not have been, how how that meant to come out. Okay. But I can say this because I learned the lesson, and I don't care what you are talking about. I don't care what I've done. I don't care. If a man puts his hands on you, call the police. If you are in fear for yourself, do not put your need to protect him over your need to protect yourself and your child. Having two parents fighting and tussling around a baby is a toxic, traumatic life to give them. I know y'all like to think because people have money or houses, because they may not be starving, that means that nothing bad is happening to them. That is not the truth. At this age, what Tia Kemp should have arrived to, if she was actually gaining wisdom as she got older, was that nobody wants to fight these niggas. A lot of the times, they are stronger. And so toxic relationships are not the wave. Eventually, that shit is tiring. I don't want to have to worry about you hitting me. I don't. So I'm not going to hit you. I'm not. I very early on learned to stop putting my hands on people. But please understand, people put their hands on me first. And let's not even talk about growing up in a household with somebody that's physically abusive and how they do like little tricks, right? So the trick is I'm going to keep poking at you and trying to get a response out of you. And then when you get angry or you get emotional, now I can whip you and reprimand you, or now I can discipline you because now you've acted outside of what you're supposed to be doing. You know what that teaches you to do? It teaches you to be okay with people abusing you. It teaches you to ignore people abusing you because responding will make it worse. Like, call the police. Call the police. And understand, when they calling you bitches like that, when they throw that word at you all nasty like that, please understand it's because they want to hit you. If a man, bitch, he want to hit you. Get the fuck out my car, bitch. All of that, he wants to hit you. He wants to hit you. And eventually he will, if he has not yet. The way you talk to somebody is a prelude to violence. It's an intro. So yeah, I have absolutely put hands on people before. But you know what also happened to me? I had to pull a gun on somebody to get them out of my apartment because they didn't want to leave. I got knocked across, like, and niggas was smart. Not gonna slap you or punch you in your face. I'm gonna push you. Push me, feet off the ground, flying across the room because I wanted the nigga out of my apartment. I did not hit him. There were so many times that I can remember being like Sweet Tea. Do y'all remember the episode of Married to Medicine when Sweet Tea is sitting there with Gregory and he looking down his nose at her? I can remember so many times trying to have an honest conversation or trying to make somebody feel better, but they want to be aggy. They want to make me the blame in some type of way. So they say something and I start talking softer, or I start trying to say it in a different way so that they don't get mad. But it's almost like they won't let up. They want the conflict. They want the fight. Like, and just to be like clear, if you remember that story I told y'all yesterday, I'm 5'3" now. I think I might have been between 13, 14 at that time. Because the babies were all born when I was 12, and they were about like maybe 1 or 2 at this time, still in diapers and shit. So yeah, I was like 14, maybe 13, 14. My dad was 6'1". The one that pushed me across the room was 5'7". The girl that slapped the shit out of me one time, 5'11". Like, you are in those relationships because that is what you are used to, not because it's right. Somebody needs to break that shit up. So if it happens the first time with that baby in a car like that, you don't let that shit keep happening. You don't let that shit keep happening. And please, y'all know I appreciate y'all. I want y'all to know I'm not saying that shit for no sympathy. I'm saying so you can understand that when you grow up in it, the way it is normalized in relationships, you really don't see anything wrong until something really bad happens. And then you realize how bad it really was. I keep trying to explain to y'all that when you are in it, you cannot see the forest for the trees. You don't know what it is yet. You just know what it feels like. And it's not until you are getting older, you are getting more space between you and that person. You're now starting to re-regulate your nervous system. So now you realizing how fucked up you were, because now you're able to be calm. It takes time. Hitting was absolutely normal. Hitting was absolutely normal. And that's what Tia Kemp is showcasing to you. When women don't grow out of it. When you think it was okay. When 9 times out of 10, he's still stronger than her. Her hit wasn't even on that level if she hit him first. A lot of times, like when we heard about Cassie, we're going to get into that. Cassie punched Diddy for something. One time. After he'd already hit her. Nigga will already have put their hands on you out of nowhere before. And then whenever you feel like, oh, since we hitting each other, I'm hitting your fucking ass back. Now I'm the one, I'm an abuser too. Like, it's really how they get you in these situations where it makes them look like there's some equal blame. When really, this is the situation they want to put you in because they want it to seem to other people like it's not that cut and dry. Pay attention to way. So like, for instance, spreading it around so that they don't have the same amount of guilt. I talked to y'all about that yesterday, but also remember Martell Hope. Martell consistently always trying to push blame on other people so it's not as much on him. And it does not change who he is, what he did, or how he continues to be, controlling and obsessive and reckless and delusional. Like, none of that changes no matter who it is, because that's what he's on. That's who he is. And whenever these people come out and defend and tell you to stay quiet and just deal with it and fight a nigga, bitch, I am not about to spend my very expensive Little Mermaid life physically fighting that nigga just so we could keep the police out our business. It is 2025. It's 2025. I need y'all to stop protecting people that are harming you. It's weird. At this point, we're not in 1996. We're not in 2005. We are in 2025. And if you don't realize how outrageous it is for somebody to hurt you, and then for everybody to tell you to protect them over yourself, if you don't realize how ludicrous, how diabolical, how fucked up that is, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to say. No, I don't think that's what you were saying. I think you be saying a lot of shit like sarcastically, but because we are like, reading it, the tone is lost. But I pay attention to comments, so I got you. But I want Tia Kemp to do us a favor and keep her and her terrible advice from your favorite hood auntie, who you cannot use as a life example, but you can laugh at her sometimes. You can enjoy her. You can have your J Roger with her. You know what I'm saying? You can laugh at how she make fun of other people. But don't fashion yourself behind her. Remember when I was telling y'all a long time ago about how people like Haley, they come from a certain type of lifestyle, like, they're guarded, like their parents probably kept their foot on them, so they didn't do a lot of shit. So when you are the type of child that's kept inside like that, or kept away from other people like that, and you finally get out into the world, you will sometimes come into contact with grimy ass people who you were taught to look down upon because of where they come from, or how they talk, or how they dress. You're taught to look down on them, and you have relationships with them where you could be yourself in a way that you can't be yourself around your parents, because your parents expect you to act at a certain level. These people let you be exactly how you want to be without any judgment at first. But eventually they will give you bad advice. Eventually they will pick you apart. They will make fun of you for something. They will exhibit bullying type like personality shit with you. And I feel like Haley probably went, and I knew she was going to go through this. I feel like we all kind of go through this, y'all. Like, we all go through this. I thought them hood people was cool. That was my girlfriend people. That was my boyfriend people. I used to go by their house all the time because they would let us do more. It was fun over there. But then eventually I started noticing like the weird shit that they say, little slick shit, how they act. Did some grimy shit, you know what I'm saying? Said some grimy shit. It starts to feel like, I don't know what this is, but I thought this was cool, but it's really not. Thank you. So that those of y'all in the comments, y'all get it. Y'all know what I'm saying. I'm trying to be very specific about the way I'm explaining this, because it's not about like everybody that's poor, everybody that's hood. It's just certain people that are of a certain socioeconomic standing that are grimy and in manipulative survival mode. And so everybody is a lick. In a way, hey, DDG's mom responds to Haley. That's the energy I'm getting. Y'all saw Haley as a lick in some way. And now that they're no longer together, you can discard her and not be a good person. Meaning like, yeah, my son is fucked up. I'm not going to make excuses for him. I don't think you should make excuses for your family just because they do fucked up stuff, y'all. I don't. I know a lot of y'all think, oh, if it was your dad, I don't give a fuck. I'm not at this point in my life, at this age, knowing what I know now, having more knowledge than I did at 18, 19. No, I'm not coming to court for you. I'm not defending you. If somebody showed me enough evidence for me to believe you did that shit, I'm probably going to believe you did that shit. That's what my life has taught me. Okay? I'm not defending you just because you're my family. They've had stories in my own family where some of our family has done our other family fucked up. What the fuck? Like, what? So no, I don't care. I don't care about us sharing DNA. I don't care. If you are wrong, I'm not helping you. I'm not fucking with you. Especially there are only certain things, y'all. Assaulting people, unjustly killing people. I said unjustly is very specific. Awing people, beating people. I'm not coming to your defense. Don't fucking ask me. Are you stupid? No. Just like y'all can ignore abuse, I can ignore when abusers get caught up. I'm over here. Don't call me. Call the Lord. Okay? So, Tia Kemp, shut the fuck up. Thank you. Let's move on from there. Let's see. So, all the abusive niggas are squatting up like Power Rangers. Okay? Hold up. Wait. Let me make sure. Okay, let me read this one. Let me read this one, and then I'm gonna move on, y'all. Because I tell y'all, all of the posts always have something else on it that might have not been in the last one. So I like to, I like to make sure, oh, all right, this the full shit right here. They posted the full shit. Okay, read all of this part. Hold up. Okay, I'm about to read this, y'all. This the court documents. Okay. Since we broke up, we have had ongoing issues related to Daryl's last minute demands to see Halo without any schedule. He will not commit to any regular visits or schedule for visits. He demands Halo when it is convenient for Daryl only. I never know when I will get Halo back or where he will be. Based on my discussions with him and his mother, I am aware that Daryl leaves Halo with his mother most of the visits, and his mother cares for Halo. I want Daryl's family to be close with Halo, but I believe Daryl should be present instead of simply leaving Halo with his family for days. On January 18th, Daryl called and said he was coming over to get Halo, who was just 13 months at the time. I let him into my house and asked him politely when he would bring Halo back. I have repeatedly asked Daryl to please set a schedule. He did not want to talk and refused to tell me when he would bring Halo back. All right, and this is when they got into that fight. We talked about that. Then Daryl then said, since I would not leave the baby in the car, okay, yeah, true, correct. Okay, we read that. Okay, on March 3rd, 2025, Daryl had Halo in his care. I was to pick up Halo at 3 p.m. that day. Instead, at approximately 12 p.m., while I was away from my home, Daryl came to my home and entered my home without my permission or knowledge. He does not have a key to my home. I will bring a copy of the Ring camera footage from that day that shows Daryl entering my sliding door on the side of my house and going upstairs. After he entered my home, Daryl then went to my bedroom and sent me pictures of my empty bed. He sent me a threatening text. Now I know what you've been on, LOL, which I understood to be accusing me of having sex with other men. I don't know how an empty bed means that, but okay. This left me feeling very unsafe and nervous that he would enter my home again when I was, this left me feeling very unsafe and nervous that he would enter my home again when I was there. On March 7th, this year, 2025, Halo and I both were sick with RSV in my home. Daryl stopped by to see Halo. He was already warned about our sickness. I made it clear to him that I did not want Halo leaving my home because he was sick. When I told Daryl that, he became very angry with me. He raised his voice and became verbally abusive toward me, hurling bad names at me. He then saw that the Ring camera was recording. We read that part. He unplugged it, made her go all the way around the house and all of that, got angry. She had to call her family. He took her phone, threw it out of his car, said, go get it, bitch. We read that. The lack of schedule and Daryl's random demands caused me great distress. I am a singer and actress. I am often on set or having to arrange my schedule ahead of time. I must be able to work. People begin threatening me, and this creates fear for me. There was a police report, an incident report also from that March 7th event. Like she said, I have attempted to work with Daryl to set up a schedule for Halo, but he refuses to talk to me and just goes live to blast me to his fans. I also continue to try to work with his mother to try to arrange time for Daryl to be with Halo. I was filming in New Jersey last month and arranged for his mother to come and take Halo to visit his father. In coordinating the trip, I learned that Daryl had purchased a one-way ticket for his mother to come to New Jersey and to take Halo to him. He demanded I pay the cost of the return ticket and would not book it. I had a lawyer get involved in order to protect our son and draft an agreement to ensure that our son would be returned to me. Exhibit 4. I was glad that I could facilitate the visit, but it created tremendous stress for me and disrupted my work while I was dealing with Daryl's threats. The court should also be aware that Daryl's mother and I discussed further visits after the visit last month, but Daryl chose not to see our son. This is not unusual. Daryl often goes weeks without contact, then demands Halo that very day. Daryl's mother and I also discussed that I would be back in LA with Halo returning on May 11th, 2025. Our communication evidencing these discussions are attached as Exhibit 5. So she's providing all of the evidence with the claims she's making. Then on May 5th, 2025, the night of the Met Gala, Daryl started up again online. Didn't we say he was doing it because she was over there popping? He went live. Oh, wait, no. Or was that child? That was Tiana Taylor, bitch. That was Tiana Taylor, bitch. But y'all see how y'all see how it's example after example after example. Look, run up to the front, people. Let's see them. Bitch ass niggas crashing out. Okay, bitter baby daddies on display. Step right up. Oh, where was I? Okay, yes, the Met Gala. He went live on his Twitch channel, voicing that he was unable to see his son, implying that I was keeping Halo from him. He then created a firestorm of media around freeing Halo from me. See, various social media messages directed at me, collectively exhibit 6. His fans then began accusing me of refusing to share Halo and being being out partying with other men. Given the fact that Daryl's mother and I had texted about my whereabouts a week prior, and Daryl did not wish to see Halo after his last visit, the time of his Twitch post was intended to ruin my night, which it did. I could not concentrate or be present at the Met Gala. I was worried about the situation again. Every time this happens, I feel scared, anxious, and worry about Halo's safety as well as my own. I have noticed a pattern of Daryl doing this when I have events related to my career, although I am trying to work hard to provide for our son. Likewise, the weekend of Mother's Day, May 9th to the 11th, I left New Jersey with Halo and went on a short vacation with my sister. Daryl again accused me of being with other men and posting about my relationship with other men. See Exhibit 7, a true and correct copy of social media post that Daryl began texting me. As always, this caused me great distress. I even texted him hoping he would stop. Daryl, are you not tired of harassing me? I read y'all that. More recently, this has become extremely upsetting to me because Daryl refuses to work with my attorney. Instead, he threatens he will take our son 50% of the time and pay me zero support. What I tell y'all about how they like to do that? Week on, week off, so that they can get a baby to their mama and not have to pay you, even though the baby could just be with you. It should be noted that he has never paid me child support, and I have never sought child support from him. I have asked him, however, to continue to contribute to Halo's expenses, all these damn names. Only on one occasion has he done so. I am contractually committed to be filming a movie out of the country in Italy on June 7th, 2025 for approximately 8 weeks. I have been and remain the only caretaker of Halo throughout his entire life. I do not believe it's in Halo's best interest to be left with Daryl, or more likely his mother, because Daryl leaves town on a weekly basis, most weeks, especially for the entire 8 weeks. I am seeking permission to take Halo with me to Italy so I can continue caring for him. I am contractually bound to be in Italy to film. I have family and a nanny who will be traveling with me to care for Halo while I am working. I have done everything possible to avoid going to court. I have tried to placate Daryl by providing him access to Halo, even though he is not with Halo and often leaves Halo with his mother. I have facilitated his visits no matter where I am, and often last minute. Okay. And that's all they posted. I feel like there should have been one more page, child. But that's that on that, child. That was the paperwork, girl. Kimi Kim, thank you for the super chat. Every time I see them, I think of that video you showed us, Halo's first birthday. You hit the nail on the head about them. Yeah. Because you can see these things if you actually paying attention. Because niggas can't really hide. Like, they can't really, if you paying attention, they cannot really hide. That's why they rely so heavily on keeping the lie alive and keeping you confused about what's real and what's fake. That's why that's so important. Because the more your brain forms together, the more these things, the more these things become clear to you, and it's not as easy to manipulate you into going along with it. All right, so let's go. Bitch, let's move on. Let's move on. So everybody's like, free my dog Breezy, because he was like, free Tory Lanez, and then he got arrested. I'm sorry, y'all. That's hilarious. Free Tory. Okay, he said that after all of that hearsay with no real evidence. Like, y'all, what video? Where's the video? Didn't they say they was gonna give us some video proof somewhere? And all they did was get up there and do a live saying the security guard, who didn't testify in court, wants to save this man because he got jugged down to the penitentiary. Brother's got a complex occupation, bitch. Listen, Chris Brown, who posted free Tory hours earlier, has been arrested in Manchester shortly after landing for his UK tour. He is in custody over a 2023 London nightclub bottle attack that injured producer Abe Dial. The UK government approved his visa just to arrest him as soon as he got here. That's petty. That's so petty. No, I love this because I'm gonna tell you why I love this. I love this because y'all like to act like he don't be doing this shit all the time. Y'all like to act like Chris Brown doesn't have like this history of consistently like getting arrested for these like little brawls and little fights and shit. Hold up. Chris Brown record of arrest. Okay, hold up. Let's see. And there's so many times that things have happened that he hasn't even been arrested for, like the Usher Tiana Taylor situation. Like, they be having all of these signs that these niggas are unhinged. They be having all this evidence. Here you go. This is what I was looking for. The complete timeline. Thank you, People Magazine. February 8, 2009, Chris Brown assaults his girlfriend, Rihanna. June 2010, Chris Brown is denied a visa to the UK. Okay, child, listen, I love going back into history. Fuck with me. Brown was planning a short tour in the UK and Ireland, but was subsequently denied a visa to the UK over the assault of Rihanna. The UK's Home Office said in a statement, as reported by the BBC, we reserve the right to refuse entry to the UK to anyone guilty of a serious criminal offense. Public safety is one of our primary concerns. And so y'all be mad and y'all be like, you trying to hold a black man down. Flash forward. This is why then people be like, no, we don't want him here because he's a liability. And y'all act like it's because they picking on him. No, it's because the nigga is wayward. Okay, he's reckless. He does not have control of himself. Most of these niggas are on white. Y'all know this. It's a hell of a drug. Keeps people up after they've been partying all night. And it also gives them delusions of grandeur and it makes them angry. Cocaine belt. Ugh. Hello? March 20, we went February, Rihanna, June 10th, him denied visa to the UK. March 22nd, 2011, Chris Brown allegedly has meltdown backstage following an interview with Robin Roberts on Good Morning America, where Brown was asked about the incident where Rihanna, the singer, allegedly blew up in his dressing room during a commercial break and threw a chair at a window overlooking Times Square. He confronted several members of the show's production staff and exited the building shirtless. What, nigga? Okay. Oh, God. June 14, 2012, Chris Brown is involved in a New York City nightclub brawl. 8 people were injured in a brawl in NYC involving Chris Brown, Drake, and Tony Parker. Various members of the trio's entourage, all of them niggas, okay? Who are these niggas? All them niggas, okay? Shout out to Erica De Niro. Brown later made a diss record about Drake, and Brown's attorney claimed that Drake was the instigator of the brawl. Really? You think? Oh my God. 7 years after the incident, Brown and Drake parodied the brawl as a dance battle in 2019. Just think if you would dance battle people instead of beating their ass all the time, Chris Brown. October, November 2012. Chris Brown. So we just left. Hold up. I just want to recall June 14th, 2012. Now we're in October, November 2012. He violated his restraining order when he attended a Halloween party dressed as a terrorist. Rihanna was also present at the party, which was allegedly a violation of the restraining order taken out against Brown in the wake of the assault. January 2013, Chris Brown clashes with Frank Ocean. What happened? Hold up. His entourage clashed with fellow singer-songwriter Frank Ocean and his group outside of West Hollywood recording studio, reportedly over a parking space. Once one of Brown's entourage reportedly used a homophobic slur against Ocean, and Brown allegedly punched Ocean and threatened to shoot him. And Ocean didn't press charges. This looks like another example of violent men intimidating everybody into staying quiet about the abuse. What else happened? July 2013, Chris Brown's probation is revoked. He had to do 1,000 hours of community service. Let's remind y'all, the entire time all of this is going on, y'all are in the comments talking about free him. It was just one thing. Let's continue. Chris Brown in 2013, October 27th. 2013 was a hell of a year. He was arrested for felony assault. Involved in a physical altercation with two men outside the W Hotel, according to police spokeswoman Gwendolyn Crump. Brown and Hennessy spent 36 hours in jail and appeared in court Monday, October 28. According to CNN, the charges against Brown and his bodyguard were reduced to simple assault misdemeanors and into a release without bail. Brown was brought back to California to appear in court in LA in order to stay at least 100 yards from the man he was accused of assaulting. Continuing, November 2013, Chris Brown enters a rehab facility. They try to make me go to rehab. I said, no, no, no. Yes, I've been black, but when I come back, you know, no, no. So I want y'all to pay attention. He been spazzing. He been being reckless. Now we got to clean up. So you going to rehab. Chris Brown is diagnosed with bipolar disorder February 2014 and PTSD. We find out that his mama was abused. Then March 14, 2014, Chris Brown is kicked out of the Malibu treatment facility. Brown was kicked out of the Malibu treatment facility where a judge had ordered him to stay. He was sent to jail for violating the facility's internal rules. Okay, whatever the fuck the rule was that he broke. But he broke a rule. Had to go to jail. June 2nd, 2014, Chris Brown is granted early release. Okay, he gets out. Starts to see a psychiatrist. He's learning the language to use against you motherfuckers. September 2nd, 2014, Chris Brown pleads guilty to the assault because you did it. January 15, 2015, Chris Brown's probation is revoked when a judge learned he had traveled outside of LA County without prior consent for a private performance at a nightclub. Which you thought they wasn't going to find out? I just want y'all to see. Hold up. At the nightclub, an altercation during the performance escalated into gunfire and 5 people were shot. So they revoked this bail, not just because you snuck out and did some shit you wasn't supposed to do, but also because 5 people got shot. The fuck? Y'all, this is him making choices. I need y'all to see it. It's not a conspiracy. These are choices. February 24th, 2025, Chris Brown says he is banned from entering Canada. Okay, like then people was like, it's too much. May 5th, 2015, Chris Brown allegedly hits a man in Las Vegas. July 24th, 2015, Chris Brown is detained in the Philippines. He was allowed to leave the Philippines after being detained for several days following a fraud investigation over his cancellation of a New Year's Eve concert in 2014. The organizer alleged that Brown had canceled the show after he received the $1 million to perform. He said he ain't do nothing wrong. Okay. I mean, you took them people money and didn't come. That feels like thievery, but okay. December 2015, Chris Brown cancels his tour. It's too much. I need a break. January 2nd, 2016, Chris Brown is investigated by police. In a statement to People, Brown's rep Brown was investigated by police in Las Vegas after a woman alleged he beat her and stole her cell phone during a party at Palms Casino. That was 2016. Chris Brown is sued by ex-manager. In June 2016, Mike G, the manager Brown hired to help him rehabilitate his image after he assaulted Rihanna, filed a lawsuit against Brown, claiming the singer had brutally attacked him on May 10th. According to the blast, the matter was settled out of court in 2019 after several years of litigation. I'm going to continue. Hold up, what my girl said? Come on, Yelp reviews. If your pom-pom still drips for this, something is terribly wrong. Thank you, Erica De Niro. Okay, y'all follow my girl, okay? I'm going to continue because I feel like I want this to hit home for y'all, okay? August 2016, Chris Brown is arrested on suspicion of assault. Brown was arrested on suspicion of assault with a deadly weapon following a 9-hour standoff with police at his LA mansion after a woman called 911 claiming he had allegedly threatened her with a gun. April 2017, Chris Brown allegedly punches photographer. Tampa police said Brown allegedly sucker punched a 28-year-old club photographer during a paid appearance at AJA Channelside. The alleged victim claimed that Brown attacked him because he was taking photos after Brown arrived at the venue for an after party, showing police said Brown was not arrested or charged at the time. In July 2018, Brown was charged with felony battery after a performance in West Palm Beach, Florida for the April 2017 incident in Tampa. However, the Tampa Bay Times reported that the charge was dropped in August 2019 because of insufficient evidence to prosecute. 2017 June, Chris Brown is ordered to stay away from ex-girlfriend Karrueche Tran. People confirmed that a judge granted Brown's ex-girlfriend Karrueche Tran a restraining order against the singer for 5 years. The model alleged in court that Brown texted her violent threats such as I can get my money back, and I'm tired of playing games, along with bitch, I will beat the shit out of you, and I promise you I will make your life hell. Tran also alleged Brown punched her in the stomach twice, pushed her down the stairs several years ago while he was on probation for his assault against Rihanna. However, no police report was filed at that time. After a tumultuous on and off again relationship, Tran and Brown officially split in late 2014. May 2018, Chris Brown is sued by unidentified woman for alleged sexual assault. During a party at his house, February 23rd, 2017, the woman identified as Jane Doe in court documents obtained the blast claimed the group used drugs, alcohol, threats, and the presence of guns to intimidate, coerce, and force unwilling female guests to perform sexual acts. She sued the trio for sexual battery, assault, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Brown's lawyer, Mark Garagos, denied the allegations to TMZ. In another era, we might have called this a shakedown. None of these allegations are true. Nobody has done anything with this. There's no case here. Chris is a target. In April 2020, the lawsuit was dismissed and what? Settled out of court. Settled out of court. That means you paid. To me, you did it. December 2018, Chris Brown is charged with possession of a restricted species. Girl, not him getting arrested for having exotic animals. He had a monkey. He had a monkey he wasn't supposed to have. Just doing shit wrong on all types of levels. Like, why do you need a monkey, nigga? People confirm. Hold up, there's another one. Wait. January 2019, Chris Brown is detained in Paris. People confirmed that Brown was detained in Paris on potential charges of aggravated R and drug infractions after a woman filed a complaint with police. We confirmed the detention and custody of Mr. Brown and 2 other individuals on charges of aggravated R and narcotics offenses. Police custody is still in progress. The Paris Public Prosecutor's Office told people in a statement. Brown denied the allegations. The probe was later dropped, and Brown filed a defamation suit against the woman. What happened to it? Hold up. This was in 2019. Hold up. I'm trying to see if there was any resolve. Yeah, no. I guess he's suing her and we ain't heard nothing else about it since. But I mean, it could be true, it could not be true, y'all. But listen, I'm still going through it. I'm not done. So even if after all of that, you can say that one was a lie, I believe the one before that he paid out of court. I think sometimes people aren't lying. They just don't have the evidence to prove it. Sometimes you have the evidence to prove it. It's hard to prove these things. On June 18, 2021, LA police responded to a call from a woman at Brown's home claiming that a male suspect struck her in the back of the head. Brown was no longer at home when police arrived, but the officers recorded a crime report. Pattern of behavior, we're continuing. 2022, January 2022, Chris Brown is sued by a woman claiming he argued and drugged her in Miami. This is the third time somebody has accused him of this. Radar Online reported in March 2022 that the accuser's lawyers dropped her case after Miami Beach police shared months of text messages between Brown and Doe. There were messages in which Doe repeatedly asked Brown if she could see him again after the alleged R. In August 2022, a judge dismissed the case. If anybody has done any real like research on these types of situations, just because somebody assaults you doesn't mean that you don't love them. Again, like, I don't know what it is, but it's like the sex just becomes sex, even when they're assaulting you, because you're in the haze, right? If you're in the haze, you have a drug addiction to that person in some way. But to me, I think it says a lot that somebody would say that he did this a third time. And then we just supposed to act like, oh, it was all a lie. So people just, across what, 5 years, 6 years, just coming out lying about this nigga everywhere he go, knocking a woman over the back of the fucking head, and then this drugging and R and shit. Y'all forget who y'all think taught him how to do that? Diddy taught him how to do that. Let's continue. A man named Abe Dior filed the lawsuit against Brown in February 2023. This is what he's just not getting caught up for, alleging the under the influence singer hit him in the face with a bottle of Don Julio 1942 tequila while at a London nightclub tape. Dior accused Brown of beating him on the head with crushing blows that left him unconscious before he continued to ruthlessly stomp on him for 30 seconds. Per the lawsuit, the man ended up hospitalized with lacerations on his head, torn ligaments in his leg, the lawsuit claimed. At the time, Dior was suing Brown for damages and demanding a trial by jury seeking $16 million. Dior's case has not yet been settled, but is still moving forward despite Brown's tour promoter filing a motion to strike part of Dior's allegations. Radar Online reported the motion was denied in April 2024. So that's why he got arrested. That man said, I'm coming for you and I want a public trial, motherfucker, after you beat me like that. Okay, continuing. February 27, 2024, Chris Brown is ordered to fulfill payments on more than $2 million unpaid bank loans. And that's because you got to pay for all these lawyers' fees, and you got to pay for all the times you got to pay people for what you didn't did, and they got proof, and it's not just going to be able to go away. So now you got to, take loans and shit. Chris Brown is sued July 21st, 2024 for $50 million for allegedly assaulting 4 concert goers. Let's see. A lawsuit was filed against Brown for $50 million for the alleged brutal, violent assault of 4 men backstage following a show in Fort Worth. I remember talking about this and feeling like, at this point, how can y'all keep acting like he ain't do this shit? Like, it sounded like he had his entourage jumped them people, like invited them backstage or some shit and then jumped them because they looked like some niggas they knew or something like that. October 27, 2024, a woman accuses Chris Brown of R-ing her on Diddy's yacht. In the documentary Chris Brown, A History of Violence, an anonymous woman who went by the name of Jane Doe claimed that the singer R-ed her in 2020. She explained that the alleged incident took place on Diddy's yacht in Miami. January 21st, 2025, Chris Brown sues Warner Brothers $500 million over the documentary. That's still going on. So that's basically your lineup on Chris Brown since he came into the public eye. So from 2009 until now, he has literally had something happen where he's acting out in violence almost every year. Almost every year he's getting caught. I'm seeing 2009, 2010, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19. We know about the suit on Diddy's boat was 2021. Then we had another one in 2022, 2023, like every year. And to me, the stuff that you get caught on, I can only imagine what you're not getting caught on. The things you're doing that are not making the papers, that are not making the blogs, that you were able to pay and have that shit expunged or have it go away. And that's the same thing with Diddy. It's the same thing with Diddy, y'all. It's the same thing with Shannon Sharp. We didn't know about all of them, the other cases on Shannon Sharp. We didn't know about that shit. But he had a whole bunch of cases that he done settled for choking bitches over the years. And it took the 19-year-old saying something for all of that shit to come to the forefront. You don't know these niggas. You do not know these niggas and you believe what you want to believe. Please fucking stop. If you want to be a Chris Brown fanatic, do that without getting online and acting like this is not enough evidence for you to know that something wrong with this nigga. Something is wrong with this nigga. Who the fuck gets in trouble every year? What this nigga think he Kaya or something? Even Kaya stopped getting mug shots at some point. And please believe the only reason he's not somewhere under somebody's jail is because he's rich and famous and because he sings and because he's good at it. All you got to do is be real good at some type of thing and everybody will excuse your abusive behavior, especially if you sing, child, especially if you sing. Lonely teardrops. Your little short bitch ass. We saw you trying to, yoke a woman up. You ain't big enough for all of that. But we saw you. That's why you want to free him. The new Mystical. Child. The way people would be arguing with me with Mystical, and I'm like, child, the people that I work with down to the news station say that nigga did that shit. I don't know what y'all talking about. And then he got caught 2 more times after that. He got caught and went to jail for assault 2 more times after that. It's like, how much of a pattern of behavior do you need to see, bitch? Child, anyway, we're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we getting into the Diddy of it all.
Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
All right, y'all. So I am going to start off with Demetria Lucas's breakdown of day 3. She is doing a breakdown from CNN. I am also looking at CNN and have been reading the live updates. It's so much information. It's so hard to keep track of everything, but she has been doing a really great job at doing it. So shout out to Demetria Lucas. I was listening to her podcast earlier today. I love her. Let's get into it. Day 3. Hold up. First of all,
I'm a savage. Whatever I want, I'm going to get. Whatever I want, I have to get.
Can't stop. Won't stop.
one of the best things I ever did, motherfucker. Day 3 Diddy trial. Cassie is still on cat child. Cassie, I need to get I've been reading shit so much, y'all. It's like, ugh. Cassie is still on the stand. Today was the most brutal testimony so far. I cried reading the recaps. Also, the girls are not in court today. The twins are prepping for prom, according to a spokesperson. Chance just isn't there. No explanation. 2007 to 2008, Cassie says the first time Combs hit her was after she observed him flirting with another woman at an event. She said nothing. In the car after dinner, he hit her in the side of the head and she fell to the floor. His security and driver were present. 2011, Diddy read Cassie's emails and discovered she was dating Kid Cudi. He lunged at her with a wine opener. Cassie ran. He threatened to release videos of the F-offs to embarrass her. Cassie was staying at a hotel when she returned. Was staying at a hotel. When she returned, it had been trashed with urine, feces in the bathroom, and the furniture in disarray. Cassie emailed her mom to say Diddy was physically abusing her and threatened to blow up Kid Cudi's car in his driveway. Later, Kid Cudi's car was blown up in his driveway. Cudi, Cassie, and Diddy met at Soho House to discuss the relationship. Cudi asked about the blown up vehicle, and Diddy said, "What vehicle?" The meeting ended. At a party in LA, Diddy called Cassie a crude name, and later in the truck, Cassie punched him. He beat her, stomping her face as she lay on the floor. When they got to the house, she ran. Combs security chased and caught her. When she looked in the mirror, she didn't recognize herself. So do y'all hear, this is another example of her leaving, her running? She ran. Combs security chased and caught her. When she looked in the mirror, she didn't recognize herself. Everything was swollen, she testified. I hope Tina Turner knows that all of, I hope she knows that it helped. I hope she knows it helped. Because I'll never forget the last special they did on Tina Turner. She talked about how people had turned her trauma and her pain into a joke to the point that she really hated it. She hated people talking about it. She hated seeing it. It angered her how they made fun, how we laughed, how we make jokes about her abuse. And I remember, I'll never forget that scene after they had that fight in the limo, and she finally fights back, y'all. Y'all remember in the limo? After all of them years of him hitting her. And y'all, I'm telling y'all right now, this is one of the things that work on my fucking nerves about that movie. My daddy would do it's a facial expression that they make when they bite their lip, but they also squinting and raising their eyebrows at the same time. Huh? Fuck you say? That type of shit. Biting the lip. Like, she finally decides to fight back after all of the years of being beat. And it's still a fight. And when you go look at yourself in the mirror, your face look worse now than it did when you just laid there and took it. So now you know you gotta go. You know what I'm saying? And that's why when y'all see women fighting these niggas back, I need for y'all to ask yourself, look at the two people. Who's bigger, who's smaller? Is it a Tia Kemp ass bitch? Or is it not? And even the Tia Kemp ass bitches don't want to admit to themselves how fucked up people have done them, which is why they're so fucked up in the first place. They're not showing themselves any empathy when they talk about domestic violence disputes like that. Because, bitch, you will never in your fucking life get me to feel like that shit was equal. Like some of the things that I experienced and went through, like, oh, because I hit your ass back, it was the same. It was not. It was not. You're not going to convince me of that. Stop fucking talking to me. But you have to assess what you're looking at here. Because there are some women that are absolutely trying to get angry and they want to fight and all of that. Yes. But what I find more often than not is that everybody is being hit at some point and it then turns them into a hitter, basically. But anyway, let me continue. But this is just like that moment. She looked at herself in the mirror. Everything was swollen, she testified. Cassie went to a Prince party she didn't tell Diddy about. He threw packed luggage at her. Her face was bruised and she had knots on her head after. Girl, if you throw a base luggage at me, oh my God. Cassie testified she didn't leave Diddy because it wasn't safe. I didn't have the resources. I understood Diddy's capabilities, his access to guns, and the threats he made prior. Cassie didn't tell her family because she felt ashamed and didn't want to put her mother in danger. That should be understandable to everybody. 2013, she woke up to Diddy in her apartment yelling and trying to attack her. Two of her friends had slept over and jumped on his back to stop him. He threw Cassie and she banged her face on the bed. It left a gash. Diddy security took her to a plastic surgeon. It left a permanent scar that she currently covers with makeup. She texted Diddy a pic of the injury. He responded, okay, so are we going to act like his security taking her to a surgeon instead of what should have happened, which is somebody calling the police and the ambulance taking her to a hospital, a police report being filed? Like, y'all are like totally ignoring how if this was being done by a regular, degular, schmegular person, they would have been went to jail. Because you would have went to the hospital and somebody would have been like, this is obviously DV. Anyway, she texted Diddy a pic of the injury. He responded, you don't know when to stop. You have pushed it too far and continue to push. Sad. Y'all, I don't know how to explain it, but that's another like factor about these types of personalities that annoys me. How they will be so fucked up but have the audacity to show disgust towards you. They will do some of the worst shit to you. And anything you do to protect yourself, anytime they decide that something you've done is bad, they can then blow it out of proportion and make it seem like it's the worst thing and you're disgusting and you're sad after they've done all of these terrible, fucked up things to you. The ability to guilt and shame your victim is insane, y'all. It's so insane. Think about DDG telling Holly she's evil and calling her a bitch all the time, and see how you oh yeah, I know what you want, I know what you want. All of that, like pressing people about if they cheating on you, all that shit is a sign of abuse as well. You that insecure that a bitch can't do nothing without you feeling like somebody cheating on you, you're abusive. After the attack, they went to the Hamptons for a F-off. She blacked out of GHB and woke up nude in the shower, and then the F-offs continued. Cassie clarified she occasionally fought back, just not during the elevator incident in 2016. She learned quickly that would make Diddy more violent. Yeah, because this is what you learn about abusive men sometimes, is that they have to top it. And I know because I'm an empath and I grew up around an angry person, so I know what the thought process is. The thought process is whatever you do to respond to me, I have to one up you. I have to continue to push this shit far. If you pinch me, I'm going to knock your fucking head off your shoulders. Like that type of mentality. So anytime she fights back, he's now pissed off that she had the audacity to fight back. Oh, bitch, you fighting back? Oh, now it's about to get worse. That's the mentality. Okay? That's why you know, people fight back sometimes, and then other times they learn to just lay down and take it, because then it's not as bad as if, you know, it's the times they allowed their anger to make them try to fight back, right? Because you get mad. You get mad, and in defense of yourself, you want to fight back. And then they beat the shit out of you, and you learn to stop fighting back. After the elevator incident that left her with a black eye and a fat lip, Combs crashed out when she left and blew up Cassie's text. For my kids, help, please call. I'm surrounded. I got 6 kids. Y'all remember DDG? He's a father. He's a father. He claimed he was getting arrested. Not true. He claimed he was getting arrested. Not true. That's another thing. Scaring you to manipulate you, like calling you or texting you and telling you something terrible has happened that really hasn't happened, so that they can get some type of response out of you, or really to just disrupt you. If you got something going on and they want your attention on them because they're narcissists, they will do shit like that. Okay? Who did some shit like that? Dr. G. Dr. G did that to Sweet Tea. Remember, in order to teach her a lesson about leaving without putting the alarm on. So he pretended like the house got broken in to scare her. Like, these are all the little signs, y'all. These are all the little signs that add up. It's important when you clock them, remember them. He said, the cops are here and you're going to abandon me all alone. So you're going to leave me like all them other suckers I done made famous, huh? Listen, I'm going to keep drawing. I'm going to keep drawing it together for y'all so y'all can see how you've been seeing it all along, just not clocking it. She told him, you are sick for thinking it's okay to do what you've done to me. In 2015, Diddy beat her in a Vegas hotel room while he hosted a party next door. He caused 2 black eyes and golf ball sized knots on her forehead. She said one of Diddy's security guards cried when he saw her. She stayed at Diddy's house for a week to recover. 2016, Cassie's friend called the police after seeing the damage to her face. She wouldn't say who hurt her, so the police left. Cassie said, I didn't want to hurt him, and she wasn't ready. And that's just the truth of the matter. And people get mad at women about that, but that's just the truth of the matter. Like the type of psychological abuse you going through, you have to build up to leaving. And then you have to build up to telling people. Everything requires you every day to be thinking about something that's telling you you need to let it out. You need to say something. You need to tell somebody. You have those feelings consistently over and over again. And you'll tell yourself, just let it go, just move on. And you'll get something every day that reminds you until one day you get mad. One day you get mad. One day it pisses you off. Because usually it hurts. It just hurts. It just hurts. It hurts. But see, when you start getting mad, and that takes time. So that's the when everybody talk about, oh, why it took you so long? Why it took you so long? Because it takes time. It takes time. You have to go through the chain of emotions in order to get there. And you can't tell somebody how fast that's supposed to move for them. 2016, Cassie's friend, I read that one. She said she didn't want to hurt him. She wasn't ready. The day after the elevator incident, Diddy popped up at her house, banging, kicking, yelling at the door. She said his behavior was pretty normal. She kept a knife wedged in the door handle because Diddy kept popping up at her house. There are pictures. Cassie did make it to the and that's another thing I wanted to tell y'all about. When we're talking about, oh, we need to see something besides Cassie's feelings, the people in court are not being shown all the evidence that the jury is being shown. The jury is being shown video. The jury is being shown these text messages, these emails. Cassie came through with a computer and phones full of evidence from when the shit was happening. We don't see it as the public because the court has to decide, you know, and I think the case has to be over in order for them to be releasing evidence to the public. But I want y'all to understand, nobody brings up this type of case without evidence. There are so many people in comments saying shit like they don't have no real evidence. Where's the smoking gun? It's with the jury, babe. This is not about to be tried in the court of public opinion. It needs to be tried with a jury, with a small number of people that know to handle the situation sensitively, because a lot of y'all have no sensitivity to this situation whatsoever. You will take this information and turn it into a fucking joke. You would take videos of that lady being traumatized and put it on the internet and try to figure out ways to make her a liar while redistributing the traumatic video of her assault over and over again. That's what y'all would do if allowed. So no, everybody doesn't get to see it. Cassie did make it to the premiere of The Perfect Match. She attended with Diddy. In the red carpet photo, you can see bruises on her side. She switched gowns mid-event to cover bruising on her leg. Let me see if I can find that. The Perfect Match, red carpet, Diddy and Cassie. Boom. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to see, y'all. Oh, she definitely had her eye covering up that scar on her forehead. I was trying to see if they had any close-ups of it. Look how small. How small she got, boy. That nigga was sucking the life from the children of Salem. Oh my God. That balded out face, like, I don't know why, but that shit. I don't see nothing on these pictures, but they could have made a point to cover all of that with makeup. You know how Diddy was back in the day. He gonna make sure Let me look you up and down. Let me see if we could see anything. Oh, that's cute. I love that outfit. And she said he used to be dressing her and shit, but I feel like everybody know this nigga got style. Everybody know this nigga got style. But I'm sure they had it in, the documents that they provided. That's just stuff off the internet. Cassie testified she participated in hundreds of F-offs during their relationship. 0 F-offs since they ended in 2018. Okay, which means I was only doing this for him. Stop trying to make it seem like every woman that ends up in situations like this wanted it. She knew what she was getting herself into. She wanted it. Whoever you are saying that, something's wrong with you. Cassie and Combs were mid F-off in LA when a security guard interrupted to say Suge Knight was at a diner nearby. Diddy dressed, he and his security grabbed guns from the safe and they left. Cassie clarifies that she only handed Diddy's money to escorts. He paid. Cassie tried to avoid kissing escorts because it was too intimate. Diddy would request her to, and she did. I want to just show y'all how gay niggas be. You in the middle of an F-off with her, but they say Suge Knight down the street. So you gonna get out of coochie so that you can go see Suge Knight? I just want you to know. I just want y'all to peep. Like, it's not about the woman. Like, it's not about having a pleasurable experience with the woman. It's not about sex. It's not. I'm sure at some point that was just like a drug for him. Like a power, sex, drug, fuel type of situation that he could just soak in. Like soak in hurting her, soak in causing her pain, soak in the sex aspect, soak in the power aspect, having this complete power over somebody. I'm sure he got off on that. Cassie testifies, she clarifies that she only handed too intimate. Right that one. Just want to make sure. 2016, Diddy sent Cassie a text saying he wanted to have a sober F-off so they would remember. She preferred to be high. On Cassie's 29th birthday, Diddy wanted her to leave a celebration to do a F-off. She refused. He badgered her until she relented. Diddy would threaten to release videos of her when he was angry and she didn't behave. She asked him to delete videos and he lied and said he did, but she would see them later. In 2014, Cassie learns that an F-off video leaked. Cassie has a stomach issue from all the drugs and the frequent UTIs. She would often have a UTI during F-off, so often that meds didn't work. She had mouth sores from oral sex and taking drugs. She and Diddy went to sex clubs where she would have sex with him or an escort. She didn't want to, but he would push and push. She would drink and take drugs before they went. At Cane's one year, he accused her of stealing his drugs and kicked her off the boat where they were staying. She was barefoot. On the flight home, he sat next to her and played videos of the F-offs that he told her he had deleted and threatened to release them. Back in NYC, they went to dinner and he said he wanted another F-off that night. Whatever was going to make him not be angry at me, I was willing to do. And it was the one thing he made me feel like I was good at. The mind games, baby. 2017, Cassie sent a text saying, "You treat me like Ike Turner." She must have watched the movie. Somebody must have been like, "Girl, we about to watch What's Love Got to Do with It?" Because she young, right? So, younger. That may not have been her wave. But I feel like somebody must have been like, "Cassie, come watch this movie with us." Like, think. A friend probably was like, "Girl, let's watch What's Love Got. You ain't never seen this, girl? I'm gonna play this for you." And then she gonna send a text. "You treat me like Ike Turner." Cassie testifies that at least one of Diddy's assistants quit after they witnessed him beat her. Cassie said Diddy beat other people, including his own employees. So once again, for everybody that think that Diddy's children don't know who he is, you think he was like able to hit employees and the kids didn't know? You think the kids didn't get hit? People think hitting their kids is discipline. So you really think like maybe not? I wouldn't even say the girls. I wouldn't even say not the girls. I wouldn't even say that. He punched someone in the head. He dragged an assistant from her bed and held her over the balcony railing because this nigga thinks he's Big Red. And this is the 5 heartbeats. Another time, he threw that same assistant into patio furniture. He hit Cassie's best friend in the head with a wooden hanger. Didn't I tell y'all it had to be wooden in order for it to cause a concussion? Oh, why hangers? That girl ended their friendship. Cassie took opiates daily and would feel ill if she didn't. She went to rehab 5 or 6 times. Diddy carried a Louis Vuitton bag full of drugs. She met Diddy for a closure conversation over dinner. He drove her home. Then he AR'd her in her living room while she cried and said no. He ejaculated inside her. Mind you, she was already dating her husband, who she, he wasn't her husband at the time, but she was dating Alex Fine in 2018. I feel like the closure conversation wasn't really for her. It was because he wanted, like, something he probably coerced her into. She said she voluntarily had sex with Diddy once after the R in the living room. I still had a vision of who he was as a person, she explained. She and Diddy, that's why I said it takes you getting away from them in order to see them clearly. You have to get away. She and Diddy also had check-ins after they broke up, which she described as checking in, sending love, nothing crazy. Child, those check-ins were to keep you in check because he always needed to feel like he could pull you. That's why he said that shit at the BET Awards. I always want access to you. I always want to be able to make people want you to be with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he loves that he can just always infiltrate her life. Cassie testified Combs continued to threaten her after their relationship officially ended. In 2019, Combs told her he wanted back the money he spent on Cassie's personal trainer since he was now Cassie's husband. Diddy also told her he had an iPad full of skeletons. In 2023, Cassie went to rehab and trauma therapy like 2 years ago, my nigga. She was having flashbacks, was suicidal. She tried to walk into traffic and her husband stopped her. She wrote, so she's only a year older than me. She wrote a book that described the pain Diddy put her through and sent it to him via his lawyer. She said he would buy it for $30 million. She randomly picked a number that she thought would get his attention. I wanted to be compensated for the time, the pain, the many, many years of having to fix my life, she testified. And let me tell y'all something. Every time I hear about her having to have sex with them UTIs and how many times she had them UTIs, that alone, lock him up. Lock him up for life. That alone, like, I don't know about y'all, but UTIs are extremely painful, and making somebody have hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of sex when they are already in pain down there, that is some of the most torturous, fucked up shit I have ever heard that you can do to somebody. That is disgusting. That is not just about sex. That is not about having a good time. That is about using your dick as a weapon to harm somebody that you are jealous of. That is terrible, you guys. That's some terrible shit to do to somebody. Like, every time I hear that, like, gotta clinch. Put him under the jail. Put him under the fucking jail. Under the jail. When she didn't hear back, she asked a Diddy employee if he read it. The employee said he hadn't taken it seriously. In November, she filed a lawsuit. Diddy settled for $20 million 24 hours later. We thought it was 30, but it was only 20. Damn, she should have got that extra 10. Asked why she is testifying, she said, I'm here to do the right thing. I can't carry this anymore. The shame, the guilt. After Cassie finished testifying, Diddy turned to his family and mouthed, I'm okay. Like, he the victim in the situation. Like, he's the fucking victim. Like somebody was ramming inside his booty hole or something. That's wild. A new lawsuit has been filed against Sean Diddy Combs by a woman alleging a 2001 assault in his Manhattan apartment. According to the complaint, after socializing at clubs and restaurants, Diddy invited the woman to his residence where the alleged incident occurred. Did you hear that? Did y'all hear that? After socializing at clubs and restaurants, spending time. You're spending time with somebody. You think you're comfortable. The plaintiff claims that during the encounter, Diddy made a threatening statement and proceeded to assault her. She described his anatomy as being comparable in size to a large Tootsie Roll, noting that this detail provided her with a momentary sense of relief, believing it might lessen the physical trauma, meaning that, oh, it's small. He about to assault me. It shouldn't hurt that much. The woman asserts that she resisted and pleaded for him to stop, but he continued until he was near climax. This lawsuit adds to a series of legal challenges Diddy is currently facing. And I'm gonna tell you another thing. Y'all know we talk about how he specifically made Cassie pick from these big dick black men, right? Big dick, big dick. They gotta have a big ass dick, right? Y'all, it is literally his way of living through people by showcasing you what he's envious of about them. With Cassie, you're envious of the way she's able to be with a man as a woman. You are envious of how beautiful she is. You are envious about what having beautiful, just beautiful, youthful energy in a young woman. He is jealous of that. So you want to corrupt that. You want to, destroy it. You want to taint it. You want to make her dirty, right? And then with the men, you want these men with big black cocks because your dick is small. Anything that they obsess about, is something that they are probably feeling inadequate about. That's why I tell y'all that. All them, Boosie always worrying about, somebody gay and all of that type of shit. He's gay. Cassie faces cross-examination, reads old texts in court. You hungry, Pop Pop? Told Diddy, you make me a better woman, wanted kids with him. So we're going to use, of course, the moments where she is showing him love and telling him all the things that he wants to hear as if that changes anything. I think people think that just because you can prove that she liked him or that she wanted to have sex with him sometimes, that means that all of the times that these things happen and she didn't want them to happen doesn't matter. And that's not how consent works. In real life, if you are a real woman with a coochie and a man is on top of you and you don't like it anymore, you have every right to say, stop, get off me. Woman, man, whatever. Y'all know what I'm saying. But I'm using women because I see a lot of women in my chat. If you laying down with somebody and you don't want the shit no more, you know what women usually do? You make the nigga hurry up and come, or hopefully he'll hurry up and get it over with. You don't have to do that. You don't have to let him finish. As soon as you don't want it to happen anymore, you can tell him to get the fuck off of you and get the fuck out of your face. And you have every right to do that. And that doesn't make you wrong. That's you taking back consent. That's it. That's all. The fuck? Okay, Combs. Hold on. Let me read what these texts say. Please read this. 1364, Ventura. Combs Estavo, that's his prosecutor, AUSA. I don't know why they're not just putting AUSA on these, but anyway, Ventura, I haven't talked to you at all. You don't even try. You rush me off the phone. I'm really hurt. I don't need your money. I need some attention. Everybody, oh, she was only there for the money. She was money hungry. She was only there for the money. Estavo, you wanted your special time with Mr. Combs. Ventura, yes. Combs, Estavo, you testified that you told him, I love you so much. You make me a better woman. Ventura, I definitely wrote those messages. Estavo, you wrote, I can't wait until we have a baby of our own. You knew that he had 6 kids at the time. Yes. He reminded her. Combs, Estavo, what was going on when these messages were sent? Ventura, I'm not sure. Estavo, what was going on in your relationship then? Ventura, it was early. We were loving. Estavo, I offer it. AUSA, objection. Being offered for the truth. Overruled. Combs, Estavo, please read. Ventura, I wrote, I love you, smiley face. I'll fly anywhere for you. I love you, Cass. Estavo, this 2009 email. Objection, hearsay. Judge, Miss Estavo, ask more questions. Estavo from Blackberry, what is BG? Ventura, baby girl. Combs, Estavo, what did you write? Ventura, you hungry, Pop Pop? Estavo, and Mr. Combs wrote to you, we are so in love. We don't do anything else. How long had you been seeing each other's? What? Ventura, like 2.5 years at that point. So yeah, like her loving him at some point. Yeah, that's kind of how this goes. Like, why do y'all think women are in these situations? Because it's called hook, line, and sinker. That's why it's love bombing. It makes you think that you love them. It makes you think that they love you, but they're just flawed and they've been through a lot and they're under a lot of pressure and they just need some understanding and somebody to love them right. That's not trying to use them. Girl, same old fucking song. Same old fucking song. It's just the same old song with the different meaning since you've been gone. Now it's the same old song. Stupid ass. Like the video, y'all. Misa Hilton says she's attending Diddy's trial strictly to support their son Justin and his siblings. Okay. All right. Yeah, you're in a walker. Be careful. Why is she in a walker? Somebody said she's going to be nosy. That's it. Are you stupid? Like, bitches really be saying the dumbest shit on the internet. Do you really think she needs to be sitting in court for that shit? Like, she don't know? You think Misa don't know? You think he ain't did none of that shit to Misa? Are y'all okay? Misa absolutely knows. Misa has been through it, bitch. Misa is just now in that very, good section where you close enough to get benefits from him, but he's so worried about other people that you don't have to deal with him in the same way. I believe she was there for her kids and to support them, but I also feel like my kids wouldn't have been there. Like, if I was the mama, no. But I already know what it is. He threatened them. He probably threatened them with like, oh, if y'all don't come, I'm cutting off accounts. I could tell my lawyer, I could still tell my lawyer to cut off y'all accounts. That's probably, you know what I'm saying, like the threat that's looming over the kids' head. Anybody that's there to support him, that's not dealing with Stockholm syndrome, which most of them and all of them are, but it's definitely a threat. Because I want to be clear, to me, if he loved his children, he would not have them in a courtroom for that shit. But he cares more about his image, and he needs to be able to use them to get sympathy. You saw it in the text messages. DDG and his homeboys. He's a father. Fuck that mean? Estavo is reading Diddy's messages aloud while Cassie reads hers aloud. Combs 2009. When do you want to freak off? LOL. Cassie, I'm always ready to freak off. Cross-examination questions turns to the freak-offs. Much of the previous testimony on Tuesday and Wednesday focused on the alleged sexual events Combs staged. Now, defense attorney Anna Estavo is questioning Cassie about those same topics, presenting text exchanges to suggest she participated enthusiastically. Estavo is reading Diddy's messages out loud. 2 days later, Cassie texts him again. Can't wait to watch you. I want you to get real hot. Cassie, me too. I just wanted to be uncontrollable. After a series of explicit messages were shown in court, the judge granted Cassie's request for a break, allowing her to step down from the witness stand. The jury was also dismissed for a short recess. All right. So let me see what's going on CNN as of late. I also want to say, like, just because, like, that doesn't mean anything to me. Like, I really want y'all to understand, in my mind, when you actually know what it's like to be in those situations, you know how often you have to be nice. You have to go along with things. And at the beginning, it's stuff that you want. It's stuff that you think you want. You think you're okay with it. It was pleasurable, or you might have slightly enjoyed it. Like, or you love him and you know he wants it, so you want to do it with him again for him. How many of y'all are getting pounded in a cooch painfully, and the only reason you enjoying the sex is because the nigga enjoyed the sex? It's no different. Like, it ain't no different. And I feel like if I'm okay with it in 2009 and then I'm not okay with it in 2017, that bitch, hello, I'm entitled. Are you okay? Y'all are not okay. All right, so let's go through the recent updates, if you will. Okay, let me see. Oh, girl. They've been making, when did they take the break? They took the break maybe a couple of hours ago. Y'all, it's so much. Okay, cross-examination resumes. Defense is trying to paint the picture of a more complicated relationship between Combs and Ventura, as we said, basically making it seem as if, oh, she really wanted it, because I think there was a point that she did. And then at some point, I didn't anymore, and he still wouldn't stop. That's what's happening. More messages about freak-offs presented to jury. We read those. Defense reads text from Combs to Ventura in which he wrote about surprise package coming from out of town. That must, that's another situation. Surprise package coming from out of town. What was the surprise package? If it was a escort or it was drugs, that can be added to why this is a RICO. I'm just saying. The jury is seeing messages of Sean Diddy Combs and Cassie Ventura planning and preparing for a freak-off. Ventura confirmed that there were times Combs picked up supplies and contacted escorts for them. In an exchange from 2017, Combs told Ventura he was making plans for a freak-off. Defense attorney Anna Estabo read aloud some of his texts. Didn't hear from you, so I just put some plans in motion. Let me know to stop. Surprise package coming from out of state. Just let me know if I'm headed in wrong direction so I can cancel. It makes it seem as if he's trying to give her the option, but if she hasn't answered and you keep texting her, aren't you badgering her at this point? And also, aren't you aware of the text messages and how text may come off sometimes? So sometimes I believe you might be in control of yourself enough to not text anything that could be shown to somebody that showcases you're forcing this on her. But I get it. I get the point that they're trying to make. Cassie Ventura is now testifying about the other women Sean Diddy Combs spent time with while the two of them were dating. Ventura testified that she had some jealousy of Miss Porter, referring to Kim Porter, who shared 3 children with Combs. Porter died in 2018. Ventura confirmed that it would upset her when Combs would spend holidays with his family and Porter, even though the two were no longer in a romantic relationship. Ventura also testified that she learned Combs was spending time with a woman called Gina in April 2014. I was really upset, Ventura testified. She said Combs denied the relationship to an extent, but added that she and Combs argued multiple times about him getting back together with Gina. She said she also argued with Combs about other women. Ventura said Combs was also suspicious that she was romantically involved with other men. This is all triangulation, jealousy, the toxic relationship. You know, you're jealous, I'm jealous. Yeah, that's all that. Defense attorney Anna Estabo reviewed some text messages with Cassie Ventura from a 17-page text exchange between her and Sean. In the thread, the couple was planning for Combs to join her in New York City for the weekend. The jury also saw texts between them planning to see the Book of Mormon and about escorts and a sex club. When Estabo moved on to another exhibit, Ventura said, "This isn't about what I feel is relevant right now, right? Because there's a lot we skipped over." Estabo didn't acknowledge her question. Y'all skipping shit so y'all can prove a point. But it doesn't take away from the larger picture. Sean Diddy Combs' defense attorney, Annie Estavo, has spent the day questioning the prosecution's star witness, Cassie Ventura, with the focus on certain text messages from early in her relationship with Combs that appear to reflect the open communication between the pair. And she said she thought that that's what was going on until you get there and you find out some shit happened that you didn't know about and he pulled out a camera that y'all didn't talk about. Attorney and legal affairs commentator Ariva Martin told CNN this line of questioning was expected from the defense during cross-examination and was something Combs' attorney had established from their opening statement. A big part of their case is trying to get this jury to believe that Cassie Ventura was a consenting adult in these sexual acts, these freak-offs that we've heard so much about during her direct testimony. Martin continued, so a lot of what the defense has been doing today during this cross-examination is showing text messages and getting Cassie Ventura to acknowledge that according to these text messages, she was willing to participate in some of these freak-offs. What the defense hasn't yet done is make the connection between those text messages in the early stages of the relationship and the violence that we heard so much about during the direct testimony yesterday. Martin added that upon redirect, the prosecution may try to link the violence that happened later in the relationship to her participation and make the argument still that she was being coerced into these commercial sex acts. Ventura says women on social media often claim to be in relationships with Combs. Women on social media will often claim to have a relationship with Sean. It happened often enough that I don't know that I would remember every single one. Mainly Gina, Ventura responded. She confirmed that a woman called Gina was the main problem in their relationship. And y'all know we didn't heard about Gina, child. We know. Okay? Yeah, I just want to put, not that one. We gonna put this up just for the, the photo as I'm reading. Okay? Y'all still here? Y'all still here? We still going strong as I read this shit? Okay, because y'all know I'm on the CNN, girl. Blow by blow. Ventura says she got a burner phone to hide new relationship from Combs. Ventura testified that Sean Diddy Combs introduced her to rapper Kid Cudi in 2011 so they could work together. Ventura said she began dating Kid Cudi while she was on break with Combs. She testified that she got a burner phone to communicate with Kid Cudi because she didn't want Combs to find out about the relationship. She said, I thought it would be way too dangerous to tell him about that, she said. Ventura said Combs eventually found out about the relationship when he went through her phone during a freak off. She said that she was still having freak offs while with Combs while they were on a break because it was a job. Ventura said Combs lunged at her when he found out, but he didn't make contact with her. Jury takes a short break. The jury was dismissed for the lunch break. They came back. A message shows Ventura's frustration over her difficulty forming a relationship with Combs' children. By 2013, Cassie had been in a relationship with Sean for about 7 years, she testified, but she said she still hadn't been able to form a relationship with his children. Ventura expressed her frustration over not being able to spend time with him and his children in a July 2013 message she sent to Combs, which was shown to the jury this morning. The message in part references other divorced celebrity couples and how they spend time together with family, probably Will and Jada. I've been at the edge of tears this whole week. I don't think that you sympathize with my feelings. I understand you feeling like you need to protect your children, but after a while, it's like, for what? They've never known you and Kim to be together unless there's something I just don't know. They were babies when we started dating. Child. Combs seen passing sticky notes to his lawyer during Ventura's testimony. While the defense questioned Cassie about the text, Diddy was seen writing on an orange sticky note and passing one after another to his attorney sitting beside him. Combs also spoke during the break briefly with the attorney handling the cross-examination. That's creepy. Because it makes me feel like he is a part of the questioning. And I always feel like it's so fucked up whenever an abuser gets to in some way cross-examine their victim. The court in Sean Diddy Combs' trial has taken a number of steps to have Cassie Ventura's testimony completed by Friday, hopefully before the pregnant pop star gives birth. Ventura is due to deliver her third child next month. The prosecution called Ventura to the stand Tuesday as its third witness and ended its direct examination Wednesday at 4:15 p.m., leaving about 45 minutes until the expected end of court. The defense attorney, Mark Agnifilio, asked the court to begin cross-examination Thursday morning, right away, but prosecutor Maureen Comey resisted. This witness is very, very pregnant. We are afraid she could have the baby over the weekend, Comey said, according to a court-provided transcript of the Wednesday exchange. We want her off the stand before the weekend, and we believe 45 minutes could make a difference. Judge Arun Subramanian ultimately decided to wrap up for the day. He has told the defense team they need to complete their cross-examination of Ventura around lunch Friday, saying direct took a day and a half, so the defense will get a day and a half. He left open the possibility of granting additional time if there's something that really needs to be done after lunch. Court has condensed its lunch breaks, generally an hour long, to about 30 minutes, and Subramanian has proposed ways the defense might streamline its questioning as it goes through a slew of exhibits. After lunch today, Ventura was given an iPad to review material on as part of the effort to speed things up. Agnifilio said the defense is trying to streamline the process, but stressed the belief that Ventura is the most important witness in the case. That is the cross-examination that is required of a critical witness in a trial that involves a life sentence, he said. So Ventura got back on the stand. Throughout their relationship, Ventura says Combs often brought up her relationship with Kid Cudi. Okay. She said he brought Kid Cudi up quite a bit. She confirmed that when she would accuse him of cheating on her, he would often bring up her relationship with Kid Cudi in response. Cassie testimony set up arguments on both sides during the rest of the trial, expert says. Ventura describes how she broke up with Combs in 2015. Cassie Ventura testified that in 2015, she broke off her relationship with Combs for a time while she was in South Africa filming a movie. She said she broke it off with Combs by sending a video of him with another woman at an event to a text chain with Combs and some of his closest staff. Ventura said she felt betrayed by them for not telling her. Ventura said she also blocked Combs' phone number for a time while she was filming. Actor Michael B. Jordan's name was just brought up by the defense. Oh Lord, child, what they saying? At the time, Sean Diddy Combs was also suspicious that Cassie was starting to date Michael B. Jordan. When asked about it, Ventura said she didn't know how Combs reacted to this news because she wasn't with him to see it. Defense attorney Anna Estavo moved on from that line of questioning without expanding on that purported relationship with Jordan. Ventura says her friends knew about abuse because they sometimes witnessed it. We know her friends saw her be abused. Combs used industry clout to control Cassie. So let's see. Sean controlled Cassie's career through her record deal with his company and his clout in the industry as a whole. Jim Swad, executive music editor at Variety, told CNN Today, by 2011, Ventura had only made one album, even though she signed a 10-album deal with Combs' label, Bad Boy Records. Y'all, that's another way to like, that to me, that's another part of the RICO. Like these, these deals that basically put people in bondage. You know what I mean? It ties them up. They can't move on. They can't make any other art because they're signed to you. That's why, man, nobody should ever sign no fucking 10-album deal. And I feel like, she didn't know any better because nobody would sign a 10-album deal. You get 2 to 3 albums out somebody. That's it. Fucking 10-album deal with one record label. Nobody should ever make no decision like that. She obviously was making those decisions because she was coerced. Okay? Lord have mercy. He was one of the most powerful people in the music business for 20 years because he was so wealthy and because he had so many people who were willing not only to do what he wanted, but were very afraid to speak out against him. Now I've been in the industry ever since he started coming around, basically, and you heard about his temper. You heard people were afraid of him. The violence was a matter of public record. I did not hear about freak-offs. I did not hear about a lot of these things that are coming to the light now, and neither did a lot of people that I know, Swad said. But y'all knew he was abusive. And the point is that there's not that much of a separation between those things. Ventura described some of the times Combs was explosive. Cassie Ventura said Sean Diddy Combs was explosive at times when he'd find out she was doing drugs with her friends or took his drugs without him knowing because he needs to control everything. So if he's not a part of it, he's mad. If we weren't getting high or if I wasn't doing it with him, it was a problem. Yep. I already know. Defense suggests Ventura didn't personally witness Combs dangle her friend over the balcony, but her friend told her about it. Ventura details side effects from drug use. Okay. She says, I lost all sense of smell and taste when I woke up. Cassie Ventura said that in early 2017, she got very sick from her drug use and began to look for help. She said, she woke up and had a numbing in her arm, couldn't smell, couldn't taste. She said she also experienced some dissociative side effects from ketamine use. Ventura confirmed that Sean Diddy Combs noticed some of her symptoms and suggested she see doctors. She said that she didn't tell Combs everything about her drug use throughout her relationship, but she added that they were both doing a lot of drugs. Combs overdosed on painkillers in 2012. Sean Diddy Combs overdosed on painkillers in February 2012, Cassie Ventura confirmed while testifying. Ventura said on that day they had a freak off and went to a sex club before Combs went without her to a party at the Playboy Mansion. What I tell y'all about that place? Later that night, she took him to the hospital where they learned he'd experienced an overdose, she testified. From what he told me, he took a very strong opiate that night, but he didn't know what was happening, so we took him to the hospital, she said. Defense attorney Anna Estavo has asked a lengthy line of questions to suggest Combs was reliant on opiates and any withdrawal from them would negatively affect his mood. He was extremely dependent on his opiates, right? She asked Ventura. For a time, Ventura said. He was very upset if his opiates were taken away from him, Estavo asked. I guess so, she said. Okay. Defense attorney returns to Ventura's previous testimony on incident concerning Suge Knight. Defense attorney Annie Estavo returned to Cassie's previous testimony about the time Combs' rival Suge Knight was nearby and he and his security guards quickly packed up and drove down there. Estavo pointed to a report from investigators after they met with Ventura in June 2024, which said she told them she was brought along in a car and cried. Ventura said that was incorrect. I didn't go in the car with them, she said. During her testimony yesterday, Ventura said Combs was rivals with Knight. The former rap mogul was sentenced to 28 years in prison for a fatal hit and run incident on the set of the movie Straight Outta Compton. That nigga rolled over somebody and then backed up and rolled over them again. I remember that. Defense asked Ventura to confirm baby oil was laced with drugs. Defense attorney Anna Estavo asked Cassie Ventura to confirm the Johnson's baby oil they used during freak-offs was laced with any drugs. The defense attorney also asked her to confirm that filling a baby pool would take a lot of baby oil and might explain why Diddy was keeping lots of baby oil on hand. Judge Submaranian sustained an objection to that question. Large amounts of baby oil were recovered during searches of Combs' residence in Miami and Los Angeles in March 2024, according to an indictment at that time. Law enforcement seized various freak-off supplies, including drugs and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant at his home, according to the indictment. Cassie took a break, came back on stand 17 minutes ago. Well, more than that probably now. Defense attorney Anna Estavo is suggesting that Diddy was going through withdrawal in the days before the assault at the Intercontinental Hotel. Like, yeah, he beat up like that because he was going through withdrawals, not because that's just who he was. Combs' attorney reviewed a series of text messages from March 3rd between Combs and Cassie Ventura in which the couple discussed Combs having symptoms that Estavo suggested are consistent with withdrawal. Ventura testified that she does not remember Combs going through withdrawal at that time. She acknowledged the text appears to suggest he was sick at that time. Defense walks through messages Ventura and Combs exchanged before a hotel assault. Defense attorney Anna Estavo is going through more messages between Cassie and Diddy about the freak-off on March 3rd before the eventual assault in the hallway. Some of these messages were shown to the jury by prosecutors during Ventura's direct examination. After going back and forth about potential plans with her friends, Ventura messaged, "We can have fun. I don't want you thinking I don't want to," she told Combs to set it up. The defense attorney suggested Ventura proposed and encouraged the freak off. Ventura, listen to me. In a text, she says, "I don't want you thinking I don't want to." That's the most important part. That's the most important part. The most important part to the text message is her saying, "I don't want you to be upset." If the only reason why she is going along with all of this is because she's afraid to make him upset, she's being coerced. And the text message that they're trying to say is proving that she really wanted it to do it for herself. To me, it sounds like somebody that is trying to make somebody else happy. You know this is what they want because you've heard in person how when you don't act like you want to do it, they're mad at you and it's worse. So now you have to text and act like you really want to do this because you don't want to make him mad. You're trying to placate him so he'll give you your leeway. If you say, "Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I want to do it. I'm down. Don't worry about it." Just so he won't come and snatch you or get mad at you. It's not given. It's just because I wanted it. We can have fun. I don't want you thinking I don't want to. Because what you gonna do if you think I don't want to? Beat my ass again? She said, when you're with someone for so long, you know what they mean when they text certain things. Exactly. Just like when she said he kept asking her in the text if she, what you want me to do? You really want me to do it? You don't want me to do it? Should I do it? You want me to do it? Like all of that is she know what that means. It's not really a question. It's not really a question. It's actually a demand being phrased as a question. In some of the messages, Combs indicated they should do the freak off sooner rather than later since Ventura had events for a movie premiere coming up. And we all know how that went down. Okay. So let me just do an overall, scan. But I think that's all I got for y'all today. That's the update. Shout out to y'all know my internet crush, Lene Vanee, because she has a show on Revolt. Y'all support her. She's so amazing, so intelligent, so smart, beautiful. Love her. Let's see. Okay, what's this? Tory Lanez legal team hasn't filed new evidence in court yet, says Megan Kuniv, despite holding press conference and launching petition. Megan Kuniff, okay, Megan the journalist, as everybody likes to call her, said, here's my take on Tory Lanez. The amount of violence in our prisons is horrifying. It is not at all funny what happened, and no, he didn't deserve it. The claim about new evidence hasn't been filed in the appellate case. Until it is, it's not going to factor into anything. Well, that'll be $8. 3 hours, y'all. I'm done. All right. Y'all, it's a lot. It's a lot going on. Let me read some of these super chats. It's a lot. Thank y'all so much for supporting me. Thank you. Marche Brewer, thank you so much for becoming a member. Christopher Henderson, thank you for the super chat. Can I get a birthday shout out? Longtime member and all that. I'd appreciate it. Happy birthday, Christopher. Happy birthday, love. Enjoy. Have a great day. Kimi Kim, thank you for another super chat. Shaking my head. So since he can't discuss them, he sent his friends, DDG. Just like she said in her filing, they all proving her right, and he gonna lose that baby as he should. Peace to Mateo. Thank you for being a member, boo. Just like Tory weirdo defense saying nonsense. Tired of the public defending these ain't shit men and not believing black women. Peace to Mateo. Thank you for another one. Thank you for all of the super chats, girl. Call the cops on the abusers more often if they get set up. Oh, well. Shit. I'm not fighting no one in my home, my place of peace. You disrupt that peace, you gotta go. You gotta go one way or the other. Sadly. I agree, girl. Unapologetically, Angela, thank you for becoming a member. Lima Bean, thank you for being a member for 13 months. My bro is in jail for shooting at a car with his girlfriend and baby in it, and the family is calling me for bail money, and I'm just like, nah, he can sit. I know that's fucking right. Bitch, we are in a terrible economy. You want me to spend money on that so he can get out and unalive them people, and then I can have that on my conscience? I think the fuck not. Girl, you do the right thing. Ignore them fucking messages. Ignore all of that shit. I don't have it. Call the Lord. Don't call me. Kimi Kim, thank you for the super chat. Every time I see them, I think of that video you showed us. I read this one. Okay. My girl, Erica, I read that one. Antonio S, thank you for the super chat. That CNN standoff with Ray J. My God. Erica De Niro TV, thank you for another one, my girl. Y'all are just trying to keep a black man down. Miss Highly Favored, thank you for the super chat. People have never heard of Stockholm Syndrome. They really haven't. I found out yesterday that some niggas don't even know words, right? So I said something about the Tory Lanez situation, and somebody was like, you can't even spell, no, DDG. Somebody was like, you can't even spell, sis. I would sit this one out. And the comment below his was like, what did she misspell? And then I looked at my comment. I said, I don't think he knows the word angst. Because I said, didn't he make a record? Like, didn't DDG make a song expressing his angst towards his baby mama and her being a movie star? Because old boy was sitting up there talking about, you think my bro hit a movie star? Yes. Yeah, we do. The fuck wrong with you? Movie stars get hit all the time. What the fuck that's supposed to mean? No, these niggas do not know vocabulary words. So they don't know Stockholm Syndrome because they don't know what the word angst means. Now you can tell the children that was reading for fun in school. Banji baby, thank you for a super chat, my love. Just realize how quiet 50 Cent been. He ain't been that quiet. He trolled Diddy for a second. Jacqueline Abule, thank you for the super chat. I hope I said it right. Hey girl, hope you are well. Are you going on again later on tonight? The Ooh Ladies First panel is tonight. It's not on my channel. I will post the link on my community page. But yes, we will be up at 8:30 tonight. Okay, yes, we will. That's why I need to get off of here and go take my ass to the gym. All right, because I have not worked out all week. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. If anybody was in the comments spazzing the fuck out, I could not see it. I love y'all for real. Go decompress. That'll be all, folks.